Okay. Hey everyone.
Wow.
Welcome. We have burgers. We have burgers, and we're here to go over the full set review of
Salty.
of The Witchwood. So, hope you enjoy this. We've got a hell of a lot to go through.
Yeah, I'm just gonna quickly fill up my bottle. You carry on.
Get me a pint of water, please.
Oh, God's sake.
I asked so much. Yeah, I know, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to be going through all the cards by class. And I need to get on the right page, that'd be cool. So we'll go through all the classes individually and then the neutrals afterwards. Have a good old chat about the cards as well as we go. And keep an eye on chat on my iPad. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. I'm going to wait for Chrisbee to come back for from getting water.
It's your water, sire.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. Okay. So I was just saying, obviously we're going to be testing. Hang on. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm making it. Just making sure it sounds okay. Right. This is good, right?
Yeah, that's good.
This is good. Alright, so obviously we've seen, I know a lot of us have seen the cards already, but obviously we did the same with Cold Wars and Catacombs. We just did the full review as one, so we did the same thing again. So obviously there's new mechanics in the set, a few new keywords, but the main mechanics are the start of game mechanic. So we've got Baku the Moon Eater, which is a 9 mana 7/8 start of game. If your deck only has odd cost card, you upgrade your hero power, the same hero power as just the card True Heart. So there'll be a card that only,
If instead of 2 armor, it'd be 4 armor. Instead of healing for 2 health, you're healing for 4 health.
Yeah.
Instead of 1 damage as a mage, you're doing 2 damage. Instead of 2 damage as a hunter, you're doing 3 damage. Instead of a 1/1 attack weapon as a rogue, you're getting a 2/2 attack weapon as a rogue. Instead of 1 silver hand recruit, you're getting 2 silver hand recruits. Instead of druid getting a 1 attack and 1 armor, you're getting 2 attack and 2 armor. It's crazy. And warlock, draw for free. Oh my god, I forgot about warlock.
Yeah.
Start with the ability to draw for free.
Yeah, I think the even one, but I don't know about warlock because so. That's that anyway, and then you've also got Gen Greymane, which is behind it. Cough. So Gen Greymane at the start of game, if your deck only has even cost card, your hero power, starting hero power costs 1. So being this, obviously, if you change to a Death Knight, anything like that, these are both as well. They're both your starting hero powers, right? So there's no upgrades for any of the hero powers anyway. But if you go to a Death Knight, anything like that, this won't upgrade your hero power. So this, I think, could be slightly better for Warlock in the respect that you can life sap on turn 1. I like the idea of drawing for free, but it's more just playing it on turn 1.
Yeah.
So obviously, I don't want to go too much into these. These are just the mechanics I wanted to go through at the start of the stream because we're going to be getting to these cards at some point, and we'll have a chat and we'll talk about. But there's going to be cards that we'll talk about.
And there's also
there's
other mechanics as well that are new to the game. But
but there's going to be cards that will specify odd and even. So I wanted to go through this bit first just to make sure we're not just talking complete bollocks. So let's jump in. So we've got Druid obviously starting off. So I'll need to get this page up as well. So here we go. So Druid, we have Ferocious Howl, 3 mana, draw a card, and gain 1 armor for each card in your hand.
Now, obviously, the most obvious comparison would be to something like Shield Block. You're drawing a card and potentially gaining, say, 5 armor if it's a normal size hand. But obviously, with this whole, I mean, it's quite hard to talk about individual cards without talking about other cards that were also in the set. But one of the things that's obviously coming through is this hand kind of based druid, where you're filling up your hand really quickly with all sorts of things, and this kind of adds to that. You're drawing a card for 3 mana, and you're gaining an armor for each one in your hand, potentially gaining as much as 9 armor.
Yeah. So to compare to Shield Block, you'd have to have 6 cards in hand, which is nothing. That happens.
And bearing in mind, Shield Block is a staple in every warrior deck, pretty much.
Not Pirate Warrior.
Not Pirate Warrior, but any legitimate warrior runs Shield Block. So yes, I think this is a very legitimate
I think it's a legitimate card. Whether hand Druid makes it I don't know, but this as a card in a controller deck, in a controlling deck, slower druid, I think it's perfectly fine. You play this, you play Ultimate Infestation, you fill your hand the next turn, you draw a card, you gain a bunch of armor, and you carry on playing.
And you may think to yourself the druid don't necessarily need more draw, but you wouldn't necessarily run Ultimate Infestation in decks where you're trying to buff the hand, because a lot of these cards kind of fill up the hand with cards that weren't existing anyway. Yeah. So Ultimate Infestation could kind of...
You wouldn't play in Hand Druid. I'm saying if Hand Druid isn't a thing, you play this card in other druid decks that would run Ultimate Infestation.
Yeah.
So up next we have Bewitched Guardian, a 5-mana 4/1 taunt battlecry, gain 1 health for each card in your hand. So here you go, the theme is starting. This is bonkers. This guy's like, it kind of compares to the that Cthulhu minion. If your Cthulhu's on 10 attack, it gets +5 health.
Well, I think
it's not got taunt.
Well, I think the most obvious one is Twilight Drake. So you're paying 1 extra mana for the taunt, basically.
Yep.
How do I feel about that? 1 extra mana for taunt. Obviously, that's kind of like a spare part. And everybody always, like, there was a kind of like a consensus that spare parts were kind of worth like half a mana,
half a card, yeah,
as opposed to a full card. So paying that 1 extra mana, would you trade something like this in for Twilight Drake? Does taunt really mean that much? It's hard to know at this point.
Now, for me, I must admit, I don't know how I completely forgot about Twilight Drake, but I feel you would if you're playing Hand Druid, you're playing Twilight Drake and this.
Both.
Yeah, so you are playing both cards that get big benefit. Taunt, I think it's okay. Whether it's worth 1 mana, I don't really know. But I like the idea. I think this. I like the whole. I mean,
and also it's silence target like at 101. I mean,
I got so much. I got so many packs.
Twilight Drake getting silenced is brutal, but paying 5 mana for something that's going to get silenced like Twilight Drake, I don't know.
This card will only be good as the Hand Druid deck itself, basically. So up next we have another Druid card, Druid of the Scythe, a 3-mana 2/2, transform into a 4/2 Rush or a 2/4 Taunt. So Rush being the new mechanic.
Or a 4/4 Taunt with Rush.
Fandral is rotating out. But that would be great. I mean, in fact, yeah, just it'd be a 4. Yeah, Jesus Christ, 4/4 Taunt Rush. But yeah, I think it's okay. I think. There are better Rush minions, I think, we'll get to. Obviously, the Rush mechanic being its charge, but can only attack minions. Very weirdly, actually, I've never played the game Shadowverse. Never played the card game Shadowverse, but apparently Rush is exactly the same, and it's called Rush. It's exactly, they've literally carbon copied Rush from Shadowverse.
Well,
I don't know about this card.
One thing that could be said is, again, because it's a transformation, we can pretty much guess and surmise.
They're both beasts.
They're both beasts.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So obviously, like, there's a Mark of the Wild kind of. It's not even called that. What is it called? Mark of Yasharash, which are getting rotated out. Okay, so that's off the table. But then you can compare it to things like Animal Companion. Except you're kind of choosing what's coming out. You're kind of choosing the 4/2, and it's Rush, not Charge, granted. But I don't know. Will it get used? It's difficult to say.
If a mid-range Druid gets there, I think you might have a chance, because how much is a 4/2 Rush? I don't think it's bad stats for 3, because if you're playing a Rush minion with 4 attack on turn 3, you're trading into something. And then even if, though, the early stage of the game against aggro, a 2/4 Taunt isn't bad. I mean, look at, like, I know it was 2 mana, but was it the Mech Bear card, wasn't it? It was a 2 mana 2/3. You could choose up more 1 attack or 1 health.
And that was used. So, I mean, obviously it was a max, but...
I am very, like, dubious about the way Druid's going in this set for, like, meta-defining, because the thing that's weighing on everyone's mind when you see these cards is, can this deck beat Q-Block? Because Q-Block is still going to be the best deck out there, sadly. It's only losing like 2 cards. It's ridiculous. So other decks might come around it and just outdate it, maybe. Like, I've seen that happen a lot in Hearthstone, but I think it's right now, I think, can it really do a lot against...
And what was that card, the Druid card, the 2-cost one that could turn you into a 2/1 Charger or a 3/2 Stealth?
Druid of... God, I can't think of the name of it.
Okay, but that wasn't really used. And obviously this is 1 mana more, and it's gaining about 1 mana's worth of stats. So will that make the difference? It's hard to tell.
Actually, no. There's one question I need to ask you, actually, because I know there's a lot more than me. Would you pick this in Arena?
In Arena, for sure.
Yeah, because that's one thing we need to talk about, and I think you have a lot more Arena experience than me. So
for sure in Arena. In the standard game, I don't think we'll see a lot of play.
All right, so moving on. So up next we have Splintergraft. Splintergraft, an 8-mana 8/8. Choose a friendly minion, add a 10/10 copy to your hand that costs 10. Now, the only thing I've seen any I mean, there's gonna be a lot of uses for this card, but obviously it's Stone Dust Boar, isn't it? Like the amount of the few cards in this set, people that you can use have Stone Dust Boar. Yes, I never thought I'd see the day.
People who say that don't have any imagination.
Play Boar on turn 9. Play Boar, hit for 1. Splintergraft. Play this. You're pretty much dino-sizing a Stone Dust Boar, but it's in your hand. So how good it is, I don't know. I think it's a little bit dodgy, but
I kind of like the idea of it. I don't think it'll see a lot of play. In Arena for sure. Amazing Arena.
If you get this in Arena, yeah.
It's the kind of thing where it's like, you can turn a Wax Elemental into a 10/10 of Divine Shield, which is stupid value.
Yeah. You do that standard.
Yeah, I would. So yeah, I'll definitely be trying it out.
Yeah, it would be a card that, I say we're definitely more like casual players. Like I'll buy the set when it comes out, and then I won't buy any more. So if this is a card I happen to pull at any point, like recently I pulled the last Kaleidosaur, I built a deck with that because I never would have crafted it. If I pull Splintergraft, then I'll use it. And then I might just disenchant it after a couple of games. But I'll definitely give it a go. It definitely's got a lot of potential to be a very fun card. Now. We're going back? Do you want to go back? We'll go back. Okay, so
this is going to be... Okay, throughout the stream you're going to see a lot of cards that we're very split on. So you go first.
Now, I've had a lot of time to think about this card.
Okay.
You what?
Okay.
Dustfall and Aviana. Okay, so the problem with the card for me is I had to reread it as well to see this problem. So on each player's turn, the first card costs 0. So anything where you can cheat out a big thing for free is good. There's no getting around that. You got Big Priest, but obviously Barnes going away. But anything you can cheat out something big. But the biggest thing for me is you play Dustfall Aviana, and then that's your first card play for the turn. So then it's your opponent getting the benefit. So it's pretty much kind of like playing a Millhouse Mana Storm, because they can just drop a big thing. I mean, don't be wrong, if they can't deal with it, you're golden, because you can start cheating out all your stuff and everything like that. But I think it's extremely high risk for maybe not that much reward if your opponent gets that really, really powerful card.
The card I can play her to, and the reason I like it, is Tempros. Tempros, you're playing a card that instantly gives your opponent an advantage for the following turn. They get two turns in a row with Tempros. The difference between this and Tempros is, number one, it's got the extra health, which means it's got more staying power. Number two, you're like Tempros, you're deciding when to play it. You could play it when your opponent's really low on cards. It's turn 10, so they've got 10 mana, and you're a druid. And if one thing that druid does very well is have really big things that cost a lot, that do a lot of crazy stuff. So the way I see it with Aviana, it's more a case of like, you could play this against a tempo deck or a deck that's rushy, and you already got all these cards that armored you up and protected you all the way through. Then suddenly you drop this guy, and they're playing a card for 0, but it's going to be something like an Argent Squire or something rubbish, while you've got Ultimate Infestation in your hand. You've got giant stuff, potentially even this guy who summons a 10/10 copy or something. So yeah, I love the idea of this card. I think this is like Tempros, but a more efficient and a more play-worthy version of Tempros.
Yeah, no, I'll completely agree with that, because it's more just, like I say, it is high risk, high reward, but you can't disrespect any card that allows you to cheat out a card for free. So yeah, whether I'll play it, I don't know, but I can't say, I was completely against this card when I first read it. I was just like, no, this card's awful, no. But anyway, moving on to a Watching Hour. Summon a random friendly beast. Witching Hour. The Hour. Summon a random friendly beast that died this game.
No, obviously this is going to be a card you cater to. So,
well, yeah, you're
going to play a deck that only runs 1 or 2 beasts that you know what you're getting back that you want to get back.
Is that is the tiger? Is that actually a beast?
Yeah.
It's not as bad because I'm thinking in the recruit druid of just like getting back the 8 cost 3/5. That's a beast, isn't it?
Like Benborough kind of said that this wasn't intentional too much. It was more the case because like every set has kind of seen a lot of beasts, and this set's not different because beasts are coming out in all across the variety, but there's not really kind of like a thing.
No, it's more about it's World of Warcraft. There's a lot of beasts in a forest.
Exactly,
of thing,
it's kind of like fitting along the theme, but it's more the case of this. It's like it's probably one of the only cards that's affecting Beast Hunter have one. So it's not necessarily a beast druid. No. I think it's more a case of you're gonna have some kind of big ass beast that Witching Hour is gonna be the card with it. But the only problem with that is it's gonna be way down the line. Are you gonna play it cheaply, quickly? I don't know. Yeah, it's just hard to tell how this card is gonna come into the forefront.
Yeah, it is gonna be tough. I mean, maybe you could mess around with it with this, drop like a really cheap like Tyrantus, they kill it, then you bring back Tyrantus. It's like it is an interesting card. It's just surprised they gave it to Druid, but I mean, yeah, we'll see how that pans out. Forest Guide. Here's a card that's caused a lot of controversy. To be fair, 4 mana, 1/6. The end of turn, both players draw a card.
I love it.
Druids are always ahead, and there was that. The name escapes me now, but there used to be a 4 mana 2/4 minion. That it was both play again a mana crest or both player draw a card, and that was played in the Mill Druid of the time. It was played in any of these ramp control druids. I think in the Hand Druid you may be playing this, but I mean, people were actually saying you could just keep, you could just stall out and then end of the game just play a bunch of these and then just watch your opponent just fatigue themselves to death.
It's a fatigue druid card, absolutely it is. I mean,
and this is another reason why they got rid of.
I mean, we had Darkshire and Peggle where there was a chance. There's a chance of your opponent drawing a card. This guarantees that your opponent is drawing a card every single turn at the end of the turn. And it's got staying power. It's a 1/6. For full cost, 6 health is quite strong. I like it.
Yeah, I think it's good.
I like it. I think the potential is there. I think I mean, it's a scary potential because at the same time, as much as I want Deckhat Druid to be a thing, if it does become a thing, it's a really scummy deck.
I feel Druid have got this kind of theme right now where I think everything has got that big element of risk to it because they had J-Druid. They had this solid deck for so long and these solid official cards, so efficient cards. And they've still got a good amount of efficient cards left. And I feel like these cards could just fit around other cards and other existing archetypes and things like that.
Totally.
Witchwood Apple, one of the first cards revealed actually. 2 mana, add 3 2/2 treants to your hand. So obviously this was one of the first things we were like, oh, they're doing Hand Druid? What's that all about? I'm not overly sure about the card, but if you're playing Hand Druid, you're playing this card. That's pretty simple.
No. Obviously, again, you're going to compare it to cards that spawn out cards in your hand. Paladin have a 2-cost 1/1 that gets you 3 Silverhand Recruits to your hand. So you can compare it to that. Now, obviously, Silverhand Recruits, I mean, there's nothing that powers up Treants throughout the set. It's more a case of filling up your hand and creating this kind of hand druid that is kind of going on. It's a lot to do with the size of your hand. So monsters getting bigger because of the size of your hand. You're getting more armor because of the size of your hand. But the things that come, even though you're not getting that 1/1 with that Death Rattle, you're getting 3 2/2s, which are stronger than 3 1/1s.
Yeah, so, I think it's fine because it's.
So in theory, this card is good.
In theory, the card is good, and more just it is helping towards this. If you want to play a Twilight Drake, if you want to play that Taunter we just discussed, if you want to play a Mountain Giant, it's just if you don't do anything turn 1, turn 2. You're putting another 2 cards into your hand. It'll just it'll steamroll, and you can maybe drop like a cheap Mountain Giant and things like that. And obviously this fits very well with Whispering Woods.
Summon a 1/1 wisp for each card in your hand. That speaks for itself, really.
Yeah, it's okay. It's whether you. I don't know about. I'd play 1 of this maybe. I wouldn't.
I'm not too sure. Okay. So let's compare it to something else that fills up your board with 1/1s. It's a 7-cost card. It's a 7-cost druid card that fills up your board with 1/1s. This does it for 4 mana. Because let's face it, if you're hitting turn 4 with these cards that are in the set, you know, summoning cards into your hand, like filling up your hand constantly. By the time you hit turn 4, the chances are you got a big hand.
Yeah.
And if you haven't got 7 other cards plus this, then it's not you haven't made it right.
Yeah. So I mean, don't get me wrong. The ideal scenario is make a big hand, make 7 of these Savage Roar, and just hit your opponent. Because some decks will allow you to do that. Like some decks will not be able to deal with all these 1/1s, or they won't have a faster start or anything like that. And then your Drew, you can just swipe things out of the way and things
and even
like that.
if they do have it in their deck, who's to say that they have that on turn 4?
Yeah.
And even if they do, I'd run 2. Personally, I'd run 2. If you're going to go that way, I'd run 2.
Yeah. So we've got Gloomstag. So this is now going more towards the odd and even theme cards are in each class as well. So we have 5 mana 2/6 taunt with a battle cry that says if you only have odd cards in your deck, you get +2/+2. So in the Baku deck, this would be a 4/8 taunt for 5.
It's good.
It's good. It's what other stuff are you running in odd Druid? Because you're losing Wrath, Swipe, Wild Growth, Witchwood Apple. You're actually losing the Hand Druid line as well.
Well, it's a different way of going.
Yeah, but I just mean you're losing the basic cards that made Druid good anyway. You're losing Ultimate Infestation. It's odd Druid for me is actually a really, really hard thing to get my head around.
It's hard to know until the deck gets constructed.
Until someone builds
There's
it,
so many cards in the game at this point that it's hard. There's always something that's going to get missed, and I feel they might have made this just to lead people astray. Blizzard are kind of known for it, but I kind of feel that maybe there's something there. So it's a wait and see kind of thing.
And if you can manage to draft this in an arena that works, it's pretty good.
Oh God, is it?
And that is it. That is it for Druid. So what are we thinking? What's the overall for Druid?
I think it's got a lot of potential. There's a lot of different things there. There's a lot of different ways you can take it. There's a lot of different, there
isn't a set. I don't think there's like a set. I mean, if you go for like a set archetype, they're trying to push. They're pushing the hand Druid. With and then you're trying these other things with Splintergraph, which has got say countless possibilities.
You got drawing, that's the costing cheaply, the summoning beat. There's so much there.
So much stuff for Druid. And again, we've got the cards from the classic set, the cards I haven't rotated out yet from previous sets, and this is only set 1 of the year of the Raven, so a lot more stuff could be coming out. I hope they keep on with this though, because one thing that's really scaring me is this is going to be like Free Shaman, and you'll never see a card like this again for Druid.
Yeah,
it does kind of worry me a little bit. So we're going to move on to Hunter, which is one of my personal, I don't know about you, one of my personal favourites in this set altogether. So we're starting off with Vile Brood Skitterer.
Nice.
This was revealed. It was in the stream last night, wasn't it?
It's a poison minion with charge.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, even if you had a poison minion, you wouldn't summon it to charge your face, especially something so weak. So it might as well have charge. The fact that it doesn't, it's rush. It's like it's hard to judge. It's got 3 health. I think that's the saving grace. Because at the end of the day, you compare it to cards that destroy straight away. Vile Spine Slayer, it needs a card activator. This doesn't.
This is like an Assassinate.
Assassinate. Again, it's a card that destroys, but it doesn't summon a minion. It's a beast, it fits in with the Hunter theme. If you attack something with 2 attack, then you're going to kill it, and you still have a poisonous minion.
Yeah.
So, in theory, this is actually a really, really good card. But looking at it,
it's not.
It looks horrible.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of that one. What's the one from the Kobolds and Catacomb, which is like a 5 health taunt with it's just a 5 health poison, isn't it? Which it's good in arena. This is sick in arena because it'd just be more I know it's 5 mana, but it just removes an instant threat, instant removal, and it's a removal that Hunter definitely needed because, as you say, it's beast synergy. You need to play a beast for your kill command, and then you kill their guy. It's really good.
Yeah, I mean the potential is.
Like I say, the removal Hunter's getting is actually pretty insane.
Yeah.
The next card's really interesting, to be fair, for me. This is
if a minion has died this turn, gain poisonous, and it's a dragon.
Yeah. There's only a couple of dragons in Hunter, but
What's the other dragon in Hunter?
We'll get to it.
But yeah, Carrion Drake. If a minion died this turn, gain poisonous. And that's permanent. It's a battle cry.
That's a battle cry, so it gains poisonous.
Hard to judge.
A 3/7 I think is pretty good.
It's really strong. But then it's like, you don't even need that much attack when you're that strong. It could be used as a beat stick, and it can be used as poison.
It's a weird effect. It is a very strange effect. I like the idea of it. It just seemed very... I read it last night. I was like, "What? What's that?"
I like what they're trying to do. They're trying to take it in a different direction. And poisonous is probably one of the most underused.
Yeah, considering it should technically probably one of the most broken keywords.
Yeah, you attack something, it dies. That's amazing, and yet it's really underused. You see it every now and again adapting from Paladin, but that's pretty much it. It was even cast aside in the Kingsbane decks.
Yeah, I like the idea of like. Because you can just play this as a 5-mana 3/7, and then play it alongside Unleash the Hounds or Stone Dust Ball. Here we are again. There's things like, or even just if a minion dies, if you get to some of the other removal cards the Hunter have got coming out the card Wing Blast. So like this getting poisonous is a big threat if against their big guys. You could always play it as a 5-mana 3/7.
7 health is huge. It's really hard to kill.
So all in all, I like it. I like the direction they went with it. Whether it's going to be fitting, because I don't think Dragon.
I think it probably will.
Mark Keurig, if you're watching, Dragon Hunter is not a thing. Okay, Dragon Hunter is not a thing. Okay. Okay, moving on. We have Dire Frenzy.
And this is the other beast card I was talking about. Give a beast +3/+3 and shuffle 3 copies of the deck with the copies.
Stone Tusk Ball.
The copies get +3/+3. Oh god. Imagination, guys, seriously. Like, the possibilities are freaking endless.
Yeah, this
card
endless. It's so good. This card is so good.
This is a Keliseth deck waiting to happen. This is amazing. It's so good.
So good. I mean, you can actually, if I'm telling you, have you still got the Quest Hunter? Have you disenchanted that by now?
Disenchanted it.
No, I'm gonna say it was so good in the Quest Hunter. Could you just like... And they say it's with a Trollvere Warden, because if you put it on 1-cost beast like the Raptor Hatchling or anything like that, and then you can just pull them out your deck, and they'll be like 5/4s or something stupid like that. I think Dire Frenzy is a fantastic card. I can't wait. I just can't wait to play Hunter in this set. I really can't. Brilliant card. Rat Trap. So
after your opponent plays 3 cards in a turn, which is quite common.
Summon a 6/6 rat.
A big rat.
A big rat.
Big ass rat. The problem is there's a few decks. The one thing I do like about it is it's another secret, and the best aspect to secrets is you don't know what they are. So people have to try and play around them. You play a secret, and they're gonna pump your face with a small minion. They're gonna try and activate a spell to just pull it off. They're gonna try and activate it. They'll try every single thing just to try and like avoid the worst outcome of them getting surprised by it. Rat Trap is literally the last act. Because it's going to be one of those where you're able to play around everything. Oh, everything's done, so it must be Rat Trap. There's no other way it can't be Rat Trap. I've targeted a minion. I've targeted the face. I've done all the things that could have made a trap go off.
I feel my biggest issue with this card is because I like the idea if you did have like a Hunter Christmas tree and you had like so your opponent are going to be playing multiple cards maybe to get around it, but so many multiple Hunter secrets involve attacking. So even going wild here, so Bear Trap, Explosive Trap, Freezing Trap, Wandering Monster, Snake Trap. Then you've got like so many of these secrets involve your opponent. Venomous Snake Trap. Any of these opponent having minions on board and just attacking can waste those secrets and then think, there's a Rat Trap there. And then you literally get to a stage where it's just like, okay, so I'll play this. Oh, Rat Trap. I'll Eldor Peacekeeper you or something. I think during the early days of the expansion, Hunter might experiment with it, but I think it will get removed from the lists after some time. I like the idea. I love the mechanic. I like the idea because it gives you something else to work around. But I think Hunter need more secrets that aren't just when minions hit them.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't know. It's hard to tell because at the end of the day, you can play on turn 2, and if the opponent for whatever reason is a rogue or whatever, and they play like 3 cards,
You know, you're playing like Dude Paladin
and
or
then
something.
and then you
it's
get a
like,
6/6 all of a sudden. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's an anti-aggro card in theory.
Definitely an anti-rogue card.
Yeah, it's an anti-do too much card.
Yeah. So yeah, I do think people are experimenting with it at the start, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Wing Blast. This is such a cool card.
Deal 4 damage to a minion. If a minion died this turn, it costs 1. What can you compare it to? You compare it to like is it Jasper Spellstone?
Flanking Strike. What, Jasper Spellstone? Which one's that?
Is it Jasper? The Druid Spellstone.
Oh yeah.
It's like it's like an upgraded thing.
Yeah.
But except this doesn't take a lot to make it 4 damage. And
No.
a lot
Aiming.
a lot of the time Druid are using it as a 4 damage thing, and it's running pretty much every Druid. This, if a minion dies, make it cost 1, it does 4 damage. 4 damage for 1 mana is really cost effective. My concern with the card is Hunter do not have a lot in terms of draw.
Mm-mm.
So unlike Rogue, who can afford to play cheap things that kill things, and unlike Druid, it doesn't have a lot of ways to replenish a hand. So making cheap things happen is fine, but you need to replenish your hand after.
I think this definitely fits into the Spell Hunter because it's a cheap removal for the Spell Hunter.
Oh yeah, for sure. And with obviously with Rock Delar,
Rock Delar is that draw, the draw aspect the Hunter needs really. It just fills your hand with stuff. But I think the card's good. I think they can compare it in Hunter to like Flanking Strike, because Flanking Strike became so good. 4 mana, deal 3 damage. If something dies, you get 3/3. That's so good, and I think that's still going to get used. I think Wing Blast, if you did have to pay 4 mana to kill something, do 4 damage.
I think if it's used in meta, I think it'll be a one-off. I don't think it'll be 2 cards. I don't think it'd be hard playing this. I don't think you'd be running it that hard.
You can, imagine just killing a big guy, so we'll just help wiping a board. So you play your little guy, you swing with your little guy, you then play a Wing Blast, and then a Wing Blast, and it's just like a load of things.
It's another excuse to give Hunter a card with a dragon on it, really, isn't it?
Pretty much. Here we go. One of my favourite cards, to be fair. Toxmongerer. Whenever you play a 1-cost minion, give it poisonous. So when you play your 1-cost minions that you Dire Frenzy to 4/4s, they're also got poisonous. When you play your, again, we're going back to, we had a conversation, didn't we? When Hall of Fame came out, I made a joke saying, you watch, Elven Archers go to Hall of Fame. This card, you play, if you, we literally had
it makes Elven Archer pretty good. Whoa. How does that work though? Does the battle cry go off first and then it gets poisonous? Or does it get poisonous and then the battle cry?
From what I heard someone say, I think it was Trump saying that it does actually, the poisonous, because it gets poisonous, does the damage and stays as a 1/1 poisonous. It's pretty good. I'm not saying it's broken, meta-defining, anything like that, but it's hilarious. The fact you can play Toxmongerer and just any other minion, like Diamol, Alley Cat, Stone Tusk Boar. There's like, I'm saying
in with this Keleseth Hunter.
I'm saying Stone Tusk Boar.
Keleseth Hunter I'm talking about. It's definitely something I'm going to be giving a try. I want to make a Keleseth version of Hunter.
Yeah, that's fair. Keleseth Hunter, and then there was I think it was Brian Kebler was calling it Boar Control. Of just keeping cycling Stone Tusk Boars. But yeah, Keleseth fits in that deck quite nicely as well. Very exciting card. Oh, here we have one of those. We haven't spoken about these cards yet. So we got Duskhaven Hunter.
There's a couple of cards like this. Each turn this is in your hand, it swaps its attack and health. So it'll become a 2/5, then it'll become a 5/2, then it'll become a 2/5, then it'll become a 5/2. And you decide when's the best time to play it. Like, it's an upgraded version of the Tiger, the Panther, Black Panther, Jungle Panther.
Yeah.
Jungle Panther. And then it's a carrion grub. It's either a carrion grub or an upgraded Jungle Panther that isn't a beast.
I think it might be a beast when it turns to a Worgen, I don't know. Because there's the whole thing of Witchwood binning Galneus, and it's the humans transforming into Worgens.
So, I don't know. I mean, Jungle Panther's not used. Does one extra attack make it usable? I don't know. I think there's a lot of cheap field wipes.
Yeah, I don't see these flippy cards doing all that much.
It's good to have something that can adapt to different situations, but it's just like, even though it changes attack and health every single turn, who's to say that even it's on the right turn when it does it? Because you'll have scenarios where it's like, oh, I wish it was a 5-2 last turn, except it wasn't. It was a 2-5, and then the next turn comes along. It's like, damn, I wish it was the other one. So it's just like you don't really have that much control. If it was a choice, and you could choose whether or not it was a 2-5 or a 5-2,
Yeah.
I think that probably make it good.
Yeah, like I say, this reminds me extremely of a Druid of the Flame, which could be a 2-5 or a 5-2, whatever you needed at the time. But you could get that scenario if it ever becomes good. Like, oh, I really need a 5-2 this time. Oh no, it's gone back to a 2-5, and it's like, oh, now it's bad, and yeah. That's the other dragon they've got.
Yeah.
Emerus.
Double the attack and health of all minions in your hand.
Bonkers.
It's crazy. It is bonkers.
It's a great card.
Hunter have got like a lot of control now.
Mm-hmm.
So them getting to turn 10 is not unbelievable.
It's not unbelievable now. No, not even remotely.
I'd say it's very achievable. What cards are you using to back this up? You know, Charge Devil Sword, big stuff. Big stuff.
King Crush.
King Crush.
Ultra Saw.
King Crush becomes a 16-16.
Yes.
Ultra Sword becomes a 14-28.
Yep. That's an Ultra Saw right there. But yeah, there's just so much you can do. And then obviously you probably watched the reveal stream when this kept getting copied with Shadow Walk, and it just went crazy.
Yeah.
At first glance, I think the card's not great.
Leroy becomes a 12-4.
Yep.
Just like that.
Yeah.
And not to mention, I mean, lest we forget. Oh, no. Hand buff isn't a thing because it's all getting rotated out, isn't it? Wow. It's weird that this would come out after all the hand buff stuff goes away. I suppose they planned it.
One last thing for hand buff. Big in hand buff.
I call bullshit.
And we have Hunting Mastiff, our first card to review with Echo.
Is it Mastiff or Mastiff?
Mastiff.
Take a big grab of Mastiff! Hunting Mastiff.
Hunting Mastiff.
It must be Mastiff, I think.
So it's a 2-mana 2/1 with Echo and Rush. So Echo meaning you can play this card as many times as you want per turn, as long as you have the mana to pay for it. So when this card was revealed, everyone, I think this was Theis's card, and I think everyone was like, it's okay. It's okay. It's like a worse version of the 2/1 Murloc. Someone came up with a Stampede.
It's a worse version of the 2/1 Murloc.
The 2/1 Murloc for charge.
How is it a worse version? The thing is about Echo cards is it's the value of what one card can be.
Yep. I couldn't agree more.
You top deck this, you've got no hand. You're summoning 5 2/1 rush minions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, granted they haven't got charge, they can't target the thing. Who cares? You're summoning 5 2/1 minions with one card.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if the card was 10 cost, summon 5 2/1 minions with rush.
Yeah,
that's really good.
And like I say, if you play alongside Stampede,
mm-hmm.
whenever you play a beast, you get a random hunter spell, a random beast,
mm-hmm.
and you just keep going with Echo. I think it's really good. I think it's one of them that can help Hunter sustain a board as well. As you say, like they haven't got a lot. You just got Hunting Mastiff, and then you just attack into things with Rush and keep
mm-hmm.
playing them. I think that card's really good. Mm-hmm. And it goes along with all these things. If a minion died this turn, gain this. If a minion died, imagine just like Hunting Mastiff, attack, then a Wing Blast this, and then Hunting Mastiff this, and a Wing Blast this, and it's just really good.
Because if you get, I mean, Echo cards are hard to judge because it's hard to know if it's an engine that's going to take off. But the way I kind of see it is you've got to look at it as in its entirety. Like all the different ways you can play it. You can play it on turn 2, you can play it on turn 4, get 2, and then play on turn 3, get 3 of them. It's adaptable. And getting all that value out of one card can never be a bad thing.
No.
So when people would say things like it's a worse version of that 2/1 Murloc, I don't think they're necessarily seeing the potential of what it can do.
No. So I think the card's great. Personally.
Yeah.
Houndmaster Shaw. It's a legendary 4-mana 3/6. Your other minions have Rush. So from what I've seen so far with the hunter, a lot of the minions have rush. I mean, think of it.
A lot of the new minions have rush.
Yeah. Other minions don't. Like
Obviously,
Savannah Jaime.
Old minions don't. But now imagine you've got this on the field. Imagine you've also got the dude that adds poisonous to every 1-drop this game.
Yeah.
And then suddenly all these 1-drops have rush and poisonous.
Yeah.
And those are Argent Squires with Divine Shield that are lasting for a turn and surviving. They're crazy cards. I mean, there's a progression here. And it makes every single one of these cards dangerous because you want to kill it straight away.
Yeah.
And you can because, like, isn't the other one got 6 health? Was that right? No,
Which was that?
That was a 2/4, isn't it? 2/4.
Yes.
But
still.
even still, they're not easily dealt with. You know what I mean? There are cards that can deal with them, but they're very specific. Swipe does 4 damage. Wrath doesn't. Consecration doesn't do enough damage. Flame Strike does. Is it even that turn yet? Are you even that late in the game? These are 4 cost minions. There's going to be a lot of ways of not only protecting them but powering them up. I mean, Hunter. Possibilities around this. You could wait until after turn 10 when you've doubled everything's health and attack, and you're playing this, and this is a 4-cost 6/12.
Yeah.
That gives all your other minions rush. Those minions that also have their health and attack doubled. So there's a lot of potential, I think, in what Hunter could do.
Yeah. I like the idea as well. The biggest thing with Emerus was people saying that it's a 10-drop in Hunter that does nothing on the turn it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if it had rush. So you play that. I think that could stick to the board quite nicely. I mean, granted, it's kind of got that kind of brand tag on its back, where it's like, kill it right now because it could get out of control. But if it doesn't and it survives, you play this, you play Emerus, you Emerus your hand, and then you've still got 8 attack to swing into something.
As far as I'm concerned, like, because like it's an age-old argument that I've heard. It's just like, oh, there's no point playing it; just people kill it straight away. If you have a minion in your deck that makes your opponent kill it straight away, it's a good minion.
It's the Bran syndrome. Like, the amount of times you play Bran in your deck because it synergizes very well with your deck, but then you just play Bran with nothing. You have nothing to play with Bran, and they would just waste a fireball on it.
Yeah, they rammed 3 minions to kill it. They do whatever it took because, you know what I mean, it has to die.
Yeah.
And this has way more staying power than Bran.
Yeah, ridiculous. Love it. Okay, so that could be, I think that's the end of Hunter. It is. It is. So we're going on to, what time are we on? How are we going? Yeah, we're good. We're going to go on to Mage. Mage have got some interesting cards. We're starting off with Snap Freeze, which is what Shatter should have been to start with.
Freeze a minion. If it's already frozen, destroy it.
It's pretty good. Like, Shatter was just if a minion's frozen, destroy it. You had to. This can actually freeze the minion for you as well. I mean, it's alright. I wouldn't say anything too crazy about it, but I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's great, but
I struggle. I see it like Freezing Potion. It's. I mean, it's.
You play it on. You literally play it on the when you get a random.
What does it really achieve?
Nothing.
You're freezing something, or potentially destroying it for 2 costs, which is good. But you would have had to have freezed it first, which means you would have played 2 cards to destroy something, when 1 card could have done it or should have done it. Freeze is always been a thing in Mage. It's something that could potentially be added to it. It is adaptable since there's 2 different scenarios. Sometimes you just want to freeze a minion because it's really big, or maybe you want to destroy it because you have the resources to do so. It's hard to know. I'm on a hiatus. I'm literally I'm measuring this straight down the middle. It could go either way.
Curio Collector, 5 mana 4/4. Whenever you draw a card, gain +1/+1. I think it's better with some of the other cards we're going to be seeing in the Mage, but on standalone value, don't know whether you actually play it.
Well, okay, so Daring Reporter comes to mind.
Yeah, first card I thought of too.
It's 1 more mana, and for that 1 more mana, you're given the effect when you draw a card.
Yes.
And you get to decide when you draw a card. You could have the weapon that automatically draws you 3, and you play this, and this is a 5 mana 7/7.
Yeah.
Which is good. You could decide to play it when you're going to play Arcane Intellect, which means it's a 5 mana 6/6, which is good. Or an 8 mana 6/6 that draws you 2 cards, which is technically good.
Yeah.
So I find it hard, and that's just one turn. That's one turn whenever you play this. And as far as I'm concerned, if you can do that on the first turn with this card, and it's a progression thing, so if they can't deal with it, then
it's just steamrolls. Yeah.
It steamrolls. So yeah, I mean, it's a good card, but the thing is, Mage have never really took that brash, summon big stuff and beat you down with it kind of stick.
No.
You can kind of see a bit of that in Secret Mage.
And
then Secret Mage only has the draw to get into the cheap things that kill you. So is there room for a 5?
And Secret Mage is dead in standard there as well.
Wow. I mean, it's still...
They've lost Melodies Valet, Cabal Lackey, and the 5/5 that gets cheaper for secrets. The decks, like... they're going. We'll get through these cards anyway because we spoke about before about like a minion based mage. And this would fit in that, definitely. So with the rest of the cards, I'd say this card could be pretty good. Just an interesting card for mage, really. Cinderstorm, 3 mana, deal 5 damage randomly among all enemies. This was showed off in the Odd Mage on the stream with Baku, so I suppose you play that because the thing with Odd Mage is you can't play Frostbolt and Fireball or Pyroblast, so it's like there's a few cards missing. So what are you thinking of this guy? Because I'm not.
Remind me of the Paladin card, the 6 cost that does 8 random damage.
Yeah,
that's what it reminds me of. But that's 6 cost and only for 3 extra damage. So in theory, this card is good.
Yeah,
and
but
again,
then Avenger is never played.
Avenging Wrath's never played, but this is 3 cheaper for 3 less damage. That could still be powered up by spell power. A lot easier to power up by spell power because it's only 3 costs.
And it's mage, yeah. This is an instant add into your Odd Mage, definitely, because you're.
Oh yeah, if you're playing an Odd Mage, absolutely you're doing this.
I feel like you're not playing Odd Mage. There's better cards to put in.
It's hard to know. I think it's definitely an arena card for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely, because it'll do a solid chunk to those early game boards. Arcane Keysmith, what a card!
Now, the way I've kind of perceived this one, the way I've kind of seen this one is, okay, so you've got to think of what else discovers a secret, which is, Hydrologist. Hydrologist is a 2/2, you discover a secret. It doesn't play the secret. Say if it did, it'd be a 3 cost, right? Now this is a 4 cost that discovers a mage secret and plays it straight away.
Yeah.
So this is a Hydrologist that plays a secret for 1 cost less than what it is, and it's in a mage. So even though it can be kind of off-putting looking at it because it's 4 cost, it's really good.
Yeah.
Because you can adapt to any situation, and being able to pick out the vast catalogue that is Mage Secrets, and being able to put one into play and have your opponent have no idea what it is, and actually have a minion to deal against, even if it is just a 2/2. It's good. It's really good. I love it.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. As we were talking about this, saying you can play, so you can then discover a 3rd copy of that really good secret you play. Or you get that secret that you're not playing in your deck, so you get an Ice Barrier, or a Vaporize, or a Spellbender, or things like that.
Yeah, you're playing against a Paladin, and you're kind of getting the control kind of feel for them, so you expect them to drop a Spike Ridge Steed any second, Play
this, drop a Spellbender,
just like bang, it's just like, and then they'll try and start playing around the Spellbender, and then by the time they drop the Spike Ridge Steed, all hell breaks loose and they cry. It's a great card.
Yeah.
It's a lovely, lovely, lovely card.
Fantastic.
Don't be put off by the stats, guys.
No. Bonfire Elemental. 5 mana 5/5. If you play an Elemental last turn, draw a card. Pretty good. You play in the Elemental deck, you play in the Odd deck, whatever. It's just.
It's like any card that draws kind of has a drawback. This doesn't have a stat drawback. which is great.
It's very
It's an
solid.
elemental, so it ties into the whole elemental theme itself. So itself is an elemental, so itself can trigger other elementals.
Yep.
It's just kind of a case that it's another elemental that's on the curve. Servant of Kalamos obviously is something you probably want to be dropping turn 5. If you don't, maybe you have 2 of these in your deck for that extra draw that you need.
Yeah.
Maybe you're playing a minion based mage and you need draw, but you don't want to play spells.
You want a minion based deck that plays draw, you say? Well, I got just the card for you. Archmage Argul.
Whenever you draw a minion, add a copy of it to your hand.
It's nice. It's really nice. It's a very, very powerful effect.
It's extremely powerful effect.
That's 2 out of 2 too. It's one of the cheapest mage legendaries.
No, say you're playing the weapon, and you've got an empty hand, and every other card in your deck is a minion.
Yeah, I mean, I knew it.
You drop the weapon in this, you're suddenly empty hand turns into a 6-card hand.
Anuith is going to become very, very good. I mean, it was good anyway, but it's going to become, I'd say, even better.
It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell whether or not that's good. Because
let's see how.
On curve minions haven't necessarily been doing that well recently.
No.
It's usually strong effects, and this is a strong effect in terms of card control, in terms of the actual hand size and stuff. So I don't know. It's tricky.
It's a whole new game though. That's the thing with the rotation. It's a whole new ball game. So I think this card it's definitely be experimented with and seeing how well it can go.
I won't be rushing to craft it, but I'm interested to see what people come up with it.
Next card, Book of Spectres. 2 mana, draw 3. And then discard any spells drawn. So we're saying about this kind of they're trying to push a minion mage kind of thing where you're playing some.
So now it's kind of the case of if you are playing spells, this is the only spell you will be playing.
Yes.
Because be damned if you are drawing spells with this, because
it doesn't matter. You'd be absolutely mad if you play any other spell in your deck apart from
unless that's what you're trying to do for some reason.
I mean, you could. I mean, would it discard the spells if you draw a deck of wonders? The deck of wonders spells.
It's a good question.
That's the only spell I can think of you'd run with this. But I think 2 mana, draw 3.
Oh my god. Okay. So the dude that every time you draw a card,
yeah, +1/+1.
You play Book of Wonders. You play this. Draw is 3 cards, and Alineth.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that can get out of control really quickly.
Yeah. How good it will be. I just think 2 mana, draw 3 cards will just have to be experimented with because it just seems really, really
2 mana,
powerful.
draw 3 cards is amazing.
Really, really powerful.
If you're playing this, you're
and
not
you
playing
play
spells.
along with this, combo.
Yeah, get a copy of it. That's 6 cards again.
Yeah, really, really good, and that's 4 mana. Oh god.
You could deck yourself out really quickly.
Yeah.
Moving on to one of the craziest cards in the whole set.
I would say so. Yeah. Tonky Time Ticker.
Tonky. Toki.
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 Time Ticker.
Toki probably because TikTok. Toki.
Yeah.
Toki Time Tinker. Add a random legendary minion from the past.
So the past means wild. So are you missing Rag? Are you missing Yogg? Are you missing Sneed's Old Shredder? Are you missing Sir Finley Murgleton? This is your card.
He will get something random.
Are you missing Iron Juggernaut? Do you want to throw some landmines at your opponent? This card can help you.
Are you missing? Who's the dude that summons all the weapon names?
Oh god, Mechanier Thermoplug.
Mechanier Thermoplug. That's a card I haven't seen in a while.
Well, yeah, you don't play Wild. Neither do I. I never actually owned Mechanier Thermoplug.
I don't think they played Mechanier Thermoplug in Wild either.
I don't know, rank 25 casual, anything can happen.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I like it. I think, again, one of them, if you're playing the minion-based mage, you probably would play it, because it's a 6 mana 5/5 that draws you a card and gets you a legendary minion, which I think is really fun.
Yeah, it's great.
Love it.
And it's a battle cry, so there's plenty of time to abuse it.
Plenty of time to abuse it now, yeah. Up next we have Vex Crow, 4 mana 3/3. Whenever you cast a spell from a random 2-cost minion.
I can't help but think that this is crazy. I can't help but think this is probably one of the most broken cards in the whole set. I can't help but think that this is going to be absolutely abused to hell.
In what deck though?
It's I can't envision it. I can't imagine it right now. But I just kind of feel that there's something that's being missed about this, and that because it's a common. So you can run 2 of them in the deck, right? It's whenever you cast a spell, summon a random 2-cost minion. 2-cost minions are strong. They can be really good. Yeah. There's a few crazy ones.
And this is an auto arena ad, like straight away.
Auto arena ad, definitely. Because you could. Okay, for instance, let's compare it to Shrieking Shroom. Shrieking Shroom, I feel, is almost a staple in Arena. It's a really, really, really good card. It keeps that board presence really, really strongly, and it does so being a 1/2 that summons a 1-cost minion. This is a 3/3 for 1 extra mana. You're getting, +2/+1 stats, and it's summoning 2 costs, and not just at the end of the turn. It's whenever you cast a spell.
Yeah,
I can't help but feel that that's absolutely broken.
It's going to be abused in some way, but how well abused, then we don't know. Because it's kind of like a Valid Teacher, but better, because you're getting 2-cost minions.
Mm-hmm. Stuff with stats, stuff with effects, stuff that, it could summon a Shadow Ascendant, it could summon...
a Plated Beetle.
It could summon a Knife Juggler.
Yeah.
Oh, God, there's so much potential.
It could then summon a Doomsayer. But yeah, I think the card's good. I think the cards could definitely see some play in some mage if you're not playing this minion-based mage. So moving on, we have Black Cat. Speaking of, there's this the odd mage staple. You're playing odd mage, you're playing 2 Black Cat. It's like an Azir Drake, but cuter. 3 mana 3/3 spell damage +1. If your deck has any odd cards in it, draw a card.
Which obviously you're only going to be playing in a deck that only has odd cards.
Yep.
It's an on-stat minion that draws a card, which is always good. If you're playing it in an odd deck, so it's always getting its effect, which is great.
Yeah.
Then, just for no reason, it has +1 spell damage. I think this is a really, really good card.
Very strong. Very, very strong. And I cannot wait to see the gold version. But not a lot I can say about Black Cat, really. I'm just going to be moving on to... That's the end of Mage.
Yeah.
That is the end of Mage.
That's a bold statement.
It's the end.
We haven't even started the May.
That's the end of Mage as we know it, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, moving on, we're going to be going on to Paladin.
I think Paladin have got probably one of the strongest card pools overall. I think across the thing, because there's more synergy across this whole lot. I mean, we're starting with a fairly weak card, I feel.
I agree with you.
Hidden Wisdom. After your opponent plays 3 cards in a turn, draw 2 cards. So it's along the similar lines of the Hunter, except this is
you draw 2 cards.
Draw 2 cards as opposed to summoning a 6/6.
Yeah.
Granted, it's 1 cheaper.
I just don't see you make room for this in your secret package. I don't see it. There's so many other good secrets.
I don't know. Because the one thing I like about the whole drawing 2 cards thing is your opponent plays 3 cards. Paladin are very good at developing a really early board. They're very good at developing a board that you have to kind of deal with quickly, because there's a lot of rush kind of Paladins that kind of take you down to nothing in like no time whatsoever.
Yeah.
And then having a card like this, it's very likely, as opposed to against a Hunter, which I feel most people just try and play the controller game, Paladin are kind of one of those decks that kind of summon more kind of diverse boards that you kind of have to do a variety of things to deal with half the time. Yeah. And I think having a scenario where they're using up 3 cards and then you're suddenly increasing your hand size by drawing 2 more, that's actually a big swing. I feel like that is a big swing. So I think this card may surprise us, but I don't think you'd be running more than 1 in the deck.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't run the 1. No. But no, I can agree with that. You run 1 Repentance, and then the other stuff like Redemptions and Noble Sacrifice, because obviously you want to turn all your 1-cost spells into legendary minions. Prince Liam, 5 for a 5/5.
Transform all 1-cost
Cards.
Cards,
not minions, in your deck into legendary minions. It's off the wall. Like, it's so like, it's one of the best paladin effects, but then it's one of the least paladin effects I've ever done.
Paladin don't have effects like this. This is like, I mean,
this is a priest card kind of
Rogue
thing. You know?
get random stuff. Like, no, I mean, even priests don't get random. Well, priests get random cards from the opponent's deck. Druids don't really, I suppose. But this is random as.
It is random as. I don't know how. At first glance, I'm like, that's awesome. That is awesome.
This is a troll deck, surely. Is it competitive?
Hell no. I don't think so. Because it would be one of those decks as well. If this ever became competitive, it wouldn't be nice in tournament play, would it? Because in tournament play, you'd be like, I just lost a random Prince.
There's too many bad legendaries.
I just lost a Prince Paladin that just got a really good legendary out of his ass. But yeah, there are too many bad legendaries. I mean, I'll probably craft it because I love Paladin.
It's 5 for a 5/5. I don't know. It's all cards in your deck, though. It's not in your hand.
Yeah, because that's the thing as well. You play at least 1-cost cards, so basically you're sacrificing your Redemptions, your Righteous Protectors, your Ardent Squires, all these good cards. And if you're playing these cards, you're playing more of an aggressive push deck, and then you're just going, nah, I'm just going to take more legendaries. It just seems very out of place.
Well, out of place in a way, but I suppose at the same time it just kind of flip it on its head. You know, you're playing the rush game, and then suddenly you're running into a warlock that summons a whole bunch of Chaunters. Crap, how can I adapt to this? Change my deck into legendary minions and see what I get. So, you know, it's a panic button, I suppose.
It is a massive panic button, yeah.
I mean, it could work. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell because of the legendaries that we'll be getting. I mean, like, there's a lot of garbage legendaries, but a lot of garbage legendaries are getting rotated out, so it limits the amount of things you could get. So
this is very true.
It's hard to know.
Okay, moving on, we have Ghostly Charger, 5 mana, 3/4, Divine Shield, and Rush. It's not bad. It's not bad. Depending on what kind of paladin comes out of this set, if the aggro paladin still carries on, then you're not going to be seeing this card anywhere. If a mid-range / control paladin comes out, yeah, maybe. But I think 5 mana for 3/4 is a bit sketchy, but then the Divine Shield might make up for it.
You've got Scarlet Crusader. Scarlet Crusader is the 3 for a 3/1 Divine Shield. Doesn't have Rush. So for 2 extra mana, you're gaining 3 health and the Rush ability. Now there is a.
But you also say for 1 more mana, you're getting a 5/2 with Argent Commander.
Argent Commander. It's a 4/2 actually.
The 4/2, yeah, 4/2. Sorry.
4/2 Divine Shield with charge, so you can attack face.
Yeah.
Is this good? I have no idea. I don't, because the thing is, Scarlet Crusader is not used, and neither is Argent Commander.
And Argent Commander was always very rarely used. It was used to go face with nothing there, but you kind of did use it just to trade in. Then it would trade off against something else afterwards.
And it could go face, and he could adapt it.
Yeah. So we'll see. I think just this. I think it's a bit too expensive.
My gut feeling is it's trash.
It wouldn't have been. It wouldn't have been bad if they'd made it like a 4-cost 3/4. That would have been really good. But yeah, I think just because 5-cost, I don't see the same play at all. Moving on to Silver Sword. This is a weird card. I've not made up my mind on this card yet. 8 mana, 3/4. After hero attacks, give your minions +1/+1. I don't know. I'm very unsold on this card right now. Yes, granted, you play a load of Sylvan recruits. I get it. You attack, they get buffed. You attack with them. Hooray! But you're playing this 8-cost card in that kind of deck. I don't know. Yeah, I'm completely on the fence with this one. The 4 durability makes it more appealing because you're getting 4 swings, you're getting 12 damage out of it. But I just feel it's really expensive for the 3 attack.
I think it's good.
No, you think it's good.
I think it's really good. I think because, I mean, like you said just then, 12 damage. That's not potential damage. That's 12 damage. Whether or not it be a minion or to the face, that's 12 damage you're adding to the board. So it's 12 damage for 8. That's good so far. And then you got this extra ability after your hero attacks, you're giving your minions +1/+1. Granted, your minions aren't necessarily going to be there all the time, but it's like, if you think about it, it's for every 4 attacks, that's a Blessing of the Kings.
Yeah.
Blessing of the Kings, which is a 4-cost card. If you can do this to a board that's relatively full, which you probably will be doing because you'll be either spawning things out, you'll be spawning out a Silver Hand recruits quickly, or you'll be spawning out a board, then even it doesn't matter whether or not it's all going on one minion at the same time. It's the fact that you're doing it with one card. You spent your 1 mana that one time, and even if that 4 mana that they're gaining is spread between 5 different minions that were on board at different times, but all those minions together add up to 20 odd attack, the potential is huge. That's massive value. If you could keep the same 4 minions on the field while you're doing it,
then hey, yeah, it's ridiculous. I'll give it a go. I'll test. I will test it out. But I mean, it can give.
It's a rare. What's the risk?
Exactly. It gives minions +1/+1, which is very good. With this next card we have here, Paragon of Light.
While this minion has 3 or more attack, it has Taunt and Lifesteal. It's not a battle cry. It's not a thing. It's just an effect.
Just an effect. So whatever happens, this will just have those stats.
3 for a 2/5. Good. Then if it gains any extra, it's Taunt and Lifesteal. Ridiculous.
Now, for me, I play quite a bit of Paladin. Like, what deck does this fit in? Because you're playing it in the control deck, but then how are you playing it in the control deck? How are you buffing it in the early game? You're not playing this in an aggro deck. It's a 3 mana 2/5 an aggro. That's an aggro card.
I think it's a mid-range buff deck. I think you have like a mid-range kind of like powerful board kind of summoning. So you're summoning like cheap things, but that are quite beefy.
I'm not seeing how you buff it right now, apart from like Defender of Argus.
You got the
Direwolf Alpha. And obviously oh god, and Silver Sword.
You got the weapon. You've got you haven't just got Direwolf Alpha. You haven't just got Defender of Argus. You've also got oh god, what's he called? The 4/4 5 for a 4/4 that buffs the hand by +1/+1.
That's getting rotated out.
Is it?
All the hand buff stuff's going, yeah.
Oh.
If hand buff stuff is still around, then this card would be fantastic. Like, I love it. Don't get me wrong, I think the card is really good. It's just finding a home for it. And if I was going to play like Bone Mare's quite funny.
I mean, how are you buffing it? I mean, it is Paladin. Paladin do have a lot of buff spells.
Yeah.
A crap load of buff spells.
They do. Well, there's one coming up, but we'll get to it in a little bit. But I think overall, I think the card is good, and I like the idea of the effect being like a continuous effect. If you meet the requirements, you get Taunt and Lifesteal, which I think is really, really powerful. Yeah, grant actually, you play this on 3, you play Blessing of Kings on 4. You watch your opponent cry.
You could adapt it. You could stick a Blessing of Might on it if you want.
Yep. So up next, we have one of my favourite looking cards in the entire set, the Glass Knight. 4 mana 4/3 Divine Shield. Whenever you restore health, gain Divine Shield.
Stat wise, it's sick.
Yeah, stat wise, it's pretty good. It would fit in this mid-range Paladin.
It sounds kind of contradictory to what we were saying before, because obviously we had a 3/4 with Divine Shield that could rush, and we're saying it's not very good, and then suddenly we have there's one cheaper. There's a 4/3 Divine Shield. Let's face it, it's probably not going to get its effect off too often.
No.
And somehow it's good. It's more the case of like, it's 2 cheaper than Argent Commander, and even though you're not getting charged, you're getting a minion that sticks. It's really, really sticky. And the whole Divine Shield thing with Paladin is just crazy. So being able to summon this is the kind of card that'll bring all the other Divine Shield cards and actually have them in the deck.
Yeah.
Because everything sticks to the board, and there's nothing more aggravating than having
a bunch of Divine Shield minions. Maybe Bolvar will actually be good now. Because imagine when this loses Divine Shield, Bolvar gets bigger, you heal, then this gets a Divine Shield back, and you Blood Knight this, and then you give it to Divine Shield back, and could be quite fun. It's contested quite heavily on curve for turn 4, because now Rallying Blades get rotated out, they're going back to True Silver Champion. You have Call to Arms, but I think Call to Arms is, well, I don't know.
Unidentified Maul.
Yeah, you're putting Call to Arms in the same deck as this, I suppose, because you're getting your little weedy Divine Shield guys. I like it. I'm going to definitely mess around with this card. But I'm not sure if it's going to be a rush craft. I'll be honest, because I don't have Bolvar and I don't even have
Legend-
Blood Knight anyway.
That's the only thing about it. As a legendary minion goes, it's fairly underwhelming.
Yeah. Okay, up next we have Bellringer Sentry. 4 mana, 3/4 Battlecry and Death Rattle. Put a secret from your deck onto the battlefield. Kind of like a really like a dulled down mysterious challenger.
It's
like the flavor text for this is something like "Who are you? None of my business," which I loved. But I don't know. I think it's the mysterious challenger was a card you build a deck around. Don't think this is. And then when you playing your secret package like this, or you play your secrets to play with Prince Liam, or it's just like
name forgotten. But there was that mage minion that was a 2/2 that activated a secret. You discover a secret and you activated it straight away. The difference between that and this, obviously this has better stats, but what it's gaining in stats, the effect isn't that great. Number one, they're paladin secrets, so they're not that good compared to mage secrets that are a lot more powerful.
Paladin secrets only ever works in conjunction, don't they?
And number two is that card was spawning them out of literally nowhere. It's literally pulling a card that didn't exist in your deck before and putting it into play. This is pulling cards out of your deck, which could be good if that's what you're trying to do. If you're trying to thin down your deck, this is good for that. And deck thinners are always welcome. Yeah. But is secrets the thing that you want in your deck to thin out?
Because you play this, it gives you like best case scenario. You play this, gives you redemption. Then if this dies and it gives you a secret, then you redemption it back. But then you're gonna run out of you're running out of secrets. So if you're playing 2 copies of Noble Sacrifice, 2 redemption, a repentance, then maybe one of the new secret.
It makes combo paladin quite sick actually.
And 1 hidden wisdom maybe. Combo Paladin could be pretty good with this. I think it's definitely got a potential to be an annoying card in the early game. It is well statted if you get it behind the Noble Sacrifice. I think it is pretty good.
It's another one that's quite hard to judge.
I think Paladin in general.
I think this will see play. I don't think it'll see loads of play, but I think it will see play. I think I'll be surprised.
Yeah. Up next, we have possibly the weirdest card that Paladin have got because it has no synergy with any other Paladin they've done. Card in this set. Like what? Why? Like,
if you're holding a dragon, gain taunt and divine shield
as a battle cry. So one, there's no dragon paladin support because it's all going to wild. It's a 2 mana 2/2 with a battle cry, which means you don't really want to play it in a deck that is playing Call to Arms because it doesn't get the effect. You're not playing in the divine shield deck. Doesn't have to. You could play in the divine shield deck if you're playing dragons. I just think it's a brilliant.
Is Cobalt Scalebane good?
No.
Okay, so we got Cobalt Scalebane.
Yeah, I think as an effect, it's literally a shielded mini-bot with taunt. It's ridiculous. Like when I first saw it, I was like, "Wow!" But I just feel like they've not supported it in any way.
It's Cobalt Scalebane. There's something else we're missing as well. There's another dragon.
Primordial Drake and
maybe it's Fairy Dragon. I don't know.
Fairy Dragon's a card, but then it's like there's plenty of dragons left over. Don't get me wrong, but it's just whether you'd play it in Paladin to get
Dragon's
2
a really
mana.
good card. Fairly underused, I think, these days. The fact they can't be targeted. I think playing Fairy Dragon and Cobalt Scalebane is probably more than enough that you need to get this activated. Because to be fair, if you do activate it, Taunt Divine Shield turn 2, my god, that's good.
It's really good. So you play like a turn 1 like Red Protector, turn 2 it's Cathedral Gargoyle.
I know it's a very anti-Call of Arms kind of card. But to be fair, you're summoning mostly 1/1s anyway. Summoning a 2/2 isn't the worst thing in the world to Call of Arms. I like it. I like it personally.
The card's really good. I just feel like it's just out of place for what Pal right now. I think it's a set filler card, I think. Sound the Bells is a 2-cost paladin spell with Echo that gives a minion +1/+2. So obviously Echo effect, you can keep continuously playing it to get your Galvadon, the last Kaleidosaur. But it's another card that just
it's absolutely sick.
Really, really good card because it was like Blessing of Might, so 1 cost that gave +1/+2. But then it's gone. That's it. You couldn't do anything else with it. Like it was more just This is just really good. It is funny with the quest, but I think even put quest aside, I think it's a good card in general, just to get a buff on a minion. I think it's pretty good with this too.
Yeah. I think it's just one of those things. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like I said, you got to take it in its entirety. Every time you get an Echo card, you got to take it as it being all the different levels of Echo that you could be playing it. You could be playing it 2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
Yeah.
Best case scenario. What is it the best case scenario? But the most you'd use it is it turns something 5, 10 stronger. You know what I mean? You could use it on twice and make something 2, 4 stronger.
It's pretty good. Like I say, everything. It's got so many possibilities with the card.
Possibilities are freaking endless with this card. It's amazing. It just adapts. That's the best thing about Echo. It can adapt to so many
situation. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Right, moving on, we have, for the final Paladin card, Rebuke.
This is another card we kind of disagree on.
2 mana, your enemy spells cost 5 more next turn, so it's a low theb kind of effect. It's more what Paladin deck it would fit in to make it good. I mean, face value, I just think it's really good. But depending on how the meta shapes up for everything, it's the Paladin finisher. If they can establish a board, even with like a silver sword, and then they're just like, you can't kill me because I'm going to play 2 Rebukes. You can't play spells on me.
I understand.
All depending on the deck Paladin have to use this card will obviously show its power, but I think it has so much potential to be a powerful card. It's like a cold. Remember Yu-Gi-Oh? This is like a cold wave. Just like you can't do anything next turn. I attack you.
I've heard this time and time again. That it could be a good card. Comparing it to other card sets, similar things in Magic and in Yu-Gi-Oh, that stopping your opponent from doing what they're doing, because as a meta kind of fizzles out and everything becomes samey, turns start to become more predictable. But the one thing that Hearthstone has always had over every other card game is the RNG.
Yeah.
People they've tried to emulate it through dice rolls and stuff, but RNG is done by an engine created by Hearthstone.
Yeah.
And this is my dispute against this card working in Hearthstone. It being, rather than a meta kind of fizzling out into this thing that it's incredibly predictable, you can adapt a hand to pretty much any given situation. If you've made your deck right, you can adapt. You don't just make a deck to beat a mage. You don't just make a deck to beat a warlock. You don't just make a deck to beat a paladin. You make a deck to beat everybody. Yep. So if your deck is unable to adapt to different scenarios, it's not a good deck. So if your deck is unable to adapt to the fact that your opponent has essentially, as far as I'm concerned, wasted 2 mana to stop you from playing spells the next turn, then you shouldn't be running that deck. You should be making a new deck. It doesn't work. If you've got a strong field, yes, Rebuke can stop that and break it down and change it around. But to be honest, if you've lost the board to the point that you haven't even got a board to clear or help clear with it, then you've lost the game anyway. And most of the cards that really do sort out things, like Frost Nova, Doomsayer, they're cheap enough that you'll be able to do it regardless of when you're doing it. Rebuke would stop you except for turn 10. I don't know. I find
that's a lot of hate for a card like that. I mean, bloody hell, man.
I think cards that try and stop you from doing stuff does not have a lot of place in Hearthstone. I don't think this will work as well as people think it will. I think I'm
gonna say cards to stop you doing stuff. You played against Freeze Mage. That's their whole point. There's a whole reason I hate Quest Mage. Is like, I'm gonna stop you playing the game and I kill you.
Yeah, sure.
The Rebuke is kind of just like, I need a bit of time here. Slow down a second, and I'm gonna stop. It's not.
I don't think it'll get used like that though. And
that's how I'd use it. Just be like, I need to establish a board. Turn 6, I'm gonna play these 2 minions, and I'm gonna stop you wiping them, and then I'm gonna hit you with them a couple of times.
Yeah. I
mean, it could. I mean, people say it can help.
I think the reason Lothab was so good was the fact that it was a minion as well.
Oh yeah, this is like the effect is Lothab, but comparing this to Lothab is 3 million times better because it's a 5/5 as well. You can't do anything, and I'm hitting you for 5. Mm-hmm. That Lothab was probably one of the most broken cards I ever printed.
Yeah.
But I think Rebuke's got a home. In what Paladin deck, God knows, but I think it does have a home. Right, I think we are gonna have a bit of a break. We're gone for an hour and a half. So, yeah, you going for a smoke or?
Yeah.
We'll be back.
Smoke, kids.
We'll be back starting things off with Priest momentarily.
Hey guys. Hey
Witchwood,
guys.
Witchwood 2.
How's it going?
Yo, we're back.
We're back. And we're on Priest.
We're on Priest. And Chrisbee did say to me outside he thinks that Rebuke's the best card in the set. He didn't want to say it to you guys.
I did not. I did not say that. Like, I don't want to focus too much on that card, but honestly, I feel like it's probably the most overrated card of the set.
Yep, and I'm going to kick his ass for this. So we're going on to Swashling. One of the funniest cards in this set, actually. A 2 for a 2/1 Echo. Restore 2 health. Like a Voodoo Doctor, but a machine gun with Organized Soul Priest.
Obviously, you compare it to things like Mystique. You're summoning the whole bunch of 2/1s. Heal 10, summon 5 2/1s is really good.
Yeah.
I can't fault it. Again, it's that whole adapting to different scenarios.
Yeah. I don't know how long you're holding this though for. That's the thing. You open with it. How long are you holding it?
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily matter because again, it's a card that adapts to different scenarios. If you want to heal quickly, and say it's turn 4, you want to summon 2 2/1s.
Yeah.
You get because like you're playing a tempo deck, summoning like healing 4, summoning 2 2/1s. That could be good. It's one of those you get in the value out of one card. It doesn't sound like a lot because obviously you can get the same effect with a Voodoo Doctor. There's a 1 cost, but you're getting it all from one card.
This is all from one card.
That's the massive deal with Echo cards. It's about having that whole synergy wrapped into one card. You're not wasting too many resources to do certain things.
Some random stuff. Yeah, I think it's really good. It's definitely a decent play. Up next, we have Quartz Elemental, a 5 for a 5/8 elemental, can't attack while damaged.
Now, everything. There's a card that's coming up.
There is. It works very well with this, and also Circle of Healing works very well with this, and a few other things like that. But whether it fits in this deck of just like playing big health minions and healing them, I think there's other better cards.
The elemental factor is fairly irrelevant, I think.
In Priest, yeah, it is. Yeah, they have no elemental synergy really.
So it's tricky. It's hard to know. It's hard to know.
That's definitely a maybe card. Night Scale, Mom. What the hell's that?
When a friendly minion is healed, summon a 3/3 whelp.
7 for a 4/9.
I love it.
Absolutely love it. It's so good.
You're filling up your field really, really easily with this in Priest.
Yeah.
You're getting a lot of value out of it. You're summoning. I mean, I'm guessing the whelps are dragons as well. So
The 4/9 will kill.
Dragonfire's going, is it?
Yes, I feel it is.
I feel like it's been around for a really long time.
Feel Dragonfire's going. Yeah. If that's the case, then Priest have only got Holy and Over as a board wipe. And Organized Circle. But yeah, I think I saw this card again last night on the stream. I think it's got a hell of a lot of potential. It's a great card. Great card. Love it. And it works very well, obviously, with this other card.
Restore 6
Divine
to
Hymn.
all friendly minions.
Or if any characters heals you as well.
Yeah.
2 mana heal 6.
It's a good card. It's a good card.
I really like it. I think it's gonna get. I think they needed something like
it fits
this.
in with the whole theme.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, because you can play this, and then you could play you play this with this, and Pyromancer, and you just start in the circle, and
or you could play Embrace of Darkness first, and then play it.
Then kill yourself. Yeah, it'd be great.
It's good.
Good. Holy Water.
Garbage.
This card
Absolute
is trash.
Garbage. What the hell were they thinking with this?
I don't get it. I don't understand how adding a copy to your hand is worth spending 5 mana to deal 4 damage. I mean, like I'd rather spend the 7 mana to deal 4 damage.
That aspect of it, I like. I like the whole damage, but why 4? Why 4 damage for 5?
Yeah, 5 damage for 5 would be fine. Maybe because I'd rather just play Holy Fire. If I was going to do it.
It's like, okay, you can compare it to, say, Bane of Doom. Bane of Doom does 2 damage, and then it summons a copy on the field.
Yes, summons
that 2 less damage on the field makes it a much better card. And Bane of Doom isn't used.
Nope.
This summons it to your hand. The 2 extra damage is going to be very irrelevant. It's not good.
Nope, it's not good at all. I love this guy. What's it?
Chameleos.
It's a 1 for a 1/1, and it transforms into a card your opponent is holding every turn. So you get a hand read on your opponent every time.
which is really good.
Really, really good.
It's really good. Again, you're adapting to different scenarios. You kind of see what your opponent's coming with, because it's. We've seen time and time again things that turn into stuff every single turn don't get used.
A Molten Blade, Shifting Xeris, the two main ones I can think of. Whether this would see play, because
this is different. I think this is different because it's reading your opponent's hand.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. It's the whole read.
And you open with
and
it, and
there is such an advantage because the thing is as well. While you're busy reading their cards, they have no idea what you have seen and haven't seen.
Yeah.
And this is transforming every single turn.
Yep.
Can it transform into something twice of the same? I don't think it will.
Maybe. It depends, because if
maybe after a second turn sort of thing. But I think it will transform every turn. So you will get a read on one card, bang, next turn you get a read on another card.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's good. I think it's gonna get. It'll see some play in a control priest deck. I think.
Yeah.
It'll just sit in the hand and just tell you what your opponent's got. It'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
Lady in White.
One of the most ridiculous cards in the whole game.
I would say so, yeah. 6 mana, 5/5 battle cry, cast Inner Fire to everything in your deck. So set attack equal to its health. So things like Ultra Soul comes 14/14. I love it, put that up first. Ysera becomes 12/12.
This becomes a 9/9. This becomes an 8/8.
Primordial Drake becomes an 8/8. That becomes a 1/1. We're not going to go there. Yeah, I think the card's ridiculous. Kind of like a Kaliseth in a way that if you do draw all your stuff, it's then not going to get the effect. But then you're going to be playing cards that are good anyway. You're playing Ysera Primordial Drake because they're good minions. If you do play, I mean, Ysera doesn't need to be a 12/12 to win a game. Ysera can be a 4/12 and win the game for you. It's not a problem. But I just think the card's bonkers. I think I can't wait to try this card out.
I think most people can't. I think this is going to be a part of a new meta. I think this card is ridiculous. But we shall see. It could be wrong. It's one of those that they tend not to release stuff that's too OP, and people have been wrong about stuff before. It could be It could be one of them. But at the very least, it's going to be a sleeper card because.
This card,
every card that gets released has to be, I mean, Sleepy Dragon becomes a 12/12. Ultra Sword becomes a 14/14. It's Coffin Crasher, Death Rattle, summon a Death Rattle minion from your hand.
I don't know. If Coffin Crasher gets Coffin Crasher, you've got something going. You've got a minion that recycles itself, which is really cool. But what deck are you playing this in? If you're playing this in Quest Priest, you're playing a lot of cheap Death Rattles.
Probably Big Priest, I imagine.
Big Priest is going to be an interesting deck to see if it actually survives because you've got no way of cheating out the minions anymore. Which is the only way, really, of cheating out the minions. Yeah. Oh my god, Lady in White Obsidian statue becomes an 8/8 for 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. 9/9, Jesus Christ, so good. I think it's got something, but I don't, because immediately you see Death Rattle, you think Quest Priest, but then if you just if this 6/5 died, you get a Crystalline Oracle, it's not going to feel too good. So I do think maybe Big Priest.
It's got potential. The stat line's pretty good, and the effect is.
I think
it's something that does something.
Yeah, I feel something good can happen with this card. I just don't quite know what yet.
Obsidian statue's the obvious.
Yeah.
Vivid Nightmare. Choose a friendly minion. Summon a copy of it with 1 health remaining.
This card's so good. This is going to open up so many combos of Prophet Valen and Malagos and.
Not to mention, it doesn't summon a copy with 1 health. It summons a copy with 1 health remaining.
So it's damaged.
It's damaged. It's something that can be healed.
So if you play, basically you play a Vivid Nightmare, and you play that, and you get this, and then you heal them all with this card.
Then this sick.
So you get a bunch of
with Norshire Cleric on the field while you're doing it all.
Yeah. So yeah, I think Vivid Nightmare is brilliant. I really do like it. I think there's just so much potential with it, and even that's just cards in this set. God knows what else you could do with it. Up next we have Glittermoth, which, to be fair, after every card we've seen so far, doesn't appeal to me that much at all, really. If your deck has any odd cards, double the health of all other minions. I mean, because you're playing the odd deck, you're not playing Divine Spirit. I get it. So you are still playing in a fire, so you still could make a really fat guy and then fire it. I just don't see it. I think it's just janky as hell.
No. No. That's all I have to say about that. No. And that's it for
And
priest.
that is his priest. So we're moving on to
Rogue.
Oh, I love Rogue.
And we're starting off with the pirate people.
Cutthroat Buccaneer. A 3-mana 2/4 combo. Give your Kingsbane +1 attack. Pretty much. A 3-mana 2/4 combo. Give your weapon +1 attack.
I think that could have easily been a battle cry.
Easy been a battle cry and been so much better. Like, that would not fit our combo Rogue. Wouldn't fit.
No. But then again, there's a lot of stuff that gives +1 attack to Kingsbane. It's another Kingsbane. It's Kingsbane fodder.
I feel a Kingsbane losing Squid Face. The 4-mana 4/4 death roll, give you weapon +2 attack.
Yeah, I believe they are.
That's one of the most broken things with Kingsbane. So yeah, maybe it's another Kingsbane thing where you
It
play
keeps,
like
it
Breath.
keeps Kingsbane alive. You see what they're doing there.
Yeah.
Good job.
Well done. Blink Fox.
Add a random card to your hand from your opponent's class.
So it's a 3-mana Swashbuckler. I like it. I don't. Yeah, it's a decent stat line.
And there's reasons we're liking it because
And it replaced itself.
Swashbuckler as it stands. Swashbuckler as it stands doesn't seem that good, but there is cards. This is the problem with ranking these cards without showing you everything. It's there's links to it. We'll come back to Blink Fox. Well,
I think it's the next card.
Here she is.
Tess Greymane. I love this card. An 8-mana 6/6 battle cry. Replay every card from your opponent's class you played this game.
Rogsaron.
Yeah, Rogsaron is here. But I think it's just bonkers. Like, yes, they've not got many cards to steal stuff. They've got Blink Fox, and there's one other card coming up that I don't know whether that's going to be any good, but it will be used in this deck. But what's great about this is it's not just the spells. If you're playing an 8-mana 6/6, you get 2 minions with that value.
You get a true silver champion with that. You get whatever. If you get a Death Knight with that, it's replay every card from the class you played this game.
Weapons, Death Knight, spells, minions, and it's ridiculous. I mean, I don't see it being top tier stuff, but oh my god, I'm playing this card.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a whole bunch of fun.
I am playing this card, and I'm probably gonna dabble into Wild with this card because Wild has the obviously that's where Swashbuckler's going. That's where Burgle is. To the bunch of other cards. So moving on, Tess Greymane, love it. 10 stars. Pickpocket.
This one's a harder one to judge.
It really is.
Again, Echo, but this is like, for instance, best case scenario, 10 cost spell that steals 5 random cards from your opponent's class. It's 10 for 5 cards, which is good.
Yeah, but you're not established. I don't know. It is hard. It is hard to see how you're going to spend, or how much money you're going to spend to get these cards to mess around with Tess Greymane.
What scenario are you going to be in? Rogues tend to keep their hand sizes really, really well.
Yeah.
But then again, Cold Light Oracle's always been a big part of that.
Yeah, Cold Oracle, yeah. It's
with that gone, it's a big loss. May rest in peace.
I mean, I would play 2 copies of Pickpocket in the Tess Greymane deck. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, absolutely you would. Absolutely.
So, and that's probably the only deck.
It's one of those. At the end of the day, you top deck this. It's a 2-cost spell, sure, but you can fill up your hand with 5 cards.
And it's one of them, and I think I like it as well because you don't have to, as I say, so you top deck it on turn 10. You Pickpocket.
And it's 5 cards that the opponent is not going to see coming.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, neither are you, but you're just.
Imagine if you just Pickpocket like Tyrion, and then on turn 10, then play Tyrion, done.
Yeah.
But one thing actually, there's one legendary from Cold Wars and Cataclysms from Rogue, which is going to be ridiculous in this deck. What's it called? Valen, the one that changes your hand into cards from your opponent's class. And you play them all, and you play Tess Greymane, and you're just like...
Yeah. I mean, we haven't got to that card yet, but we'll explain it later. Okay, here's another one, Mist Wraith. Whenever you play an Echo card, gain +1/+1. So, again, there's like a lot of potential there. It's 4 for a 3/5, good stat line. Any plus on that is good. It means you've got something that can be a relative threat, because obviously something like Pickpocket, it doesn't really affect the board much.
No.
you're gonna struggle to. But with this getting buffed, you know, if you do end up playing this on turn 9 and then turn 10 you 5 pickpockets, then this turns into a 8-10.
Yeah,
and that's suddenly something they have to deal with. It's something you gotta deal with.
I'm just saying we're gonna have to make some ridiculously trolly videos with 0 cost echo cards.
Oh god, yeah. Spectral Cutlass.
4 mana 2/2 lifesteal. You played a card from your opponent's class. Gain 1 durability. Garbage. I mean, I wouldn't even play in the test grey main deck.
I wouldn't even just play it. I wouldn't even pick it in arena.
Just don't think it's good because you've got a 4 mana lifesteal weapon. They got Kingsbane, and then they got a way to recycle Kingsbane. Why would you put this in?
Weapon removal will definitely always forever be in the game.
Yeah, and you don't care about that when you're playing Kingsbane, but you would care if you played this because you played 4 mana. Yeah, card's bad. Moving on. Cursed Castaway.
Rush. Death Rattle. Draw a combo card from your deck.
It's good. I like it because it's 5 attack as well, so it's kind of like the whole thing, like an assassinate kind of. It'll just like remove something if you want, and then it can just add like a elven minstrel
Take
to your
something
hand.
out, replaces the card.
Add a
Yeah.
Vile Spawn Slayer to your
I can
hand.
see it.
And,
I can see it. I mean, there's lots of ways it can fall into traps and things, but you know, it's good. It's good.
I reckon it'll see at least play like a one-off maybe in the mid-range to like.
It's one of these cards that's unexpected. It's one of these cards. If it gets too big, it'll get shut down like no tomorrow. But it as long as it's unexpected, it'll.
There are a lot of people, I think us included, actually thought Elven Minstrel wouldn't see play.
Yeah.
Look what happened there. So you know,
Yeah.
I think this card's got definite some potential.
Yeah. Any draw in Rogue is always welcome.
Yeah. Cheap shots. Echo deal 2 damage to a minion.
It could do 10 damage to a minion. It could do 6 damage to a minion for 6.
It's more like it's gonna kill a
8
minion, but
damage to a
then
minion to 8. You see, it's just like the thing is, damage if it's to face is equivalent to mana cost. Pyroblast is a 10 damage spell.
does 10, 10 cost, 10 damage.
That's 10, but that's face. When it becomes a minion thing, it's a very different kettle of fish. You got Wrath that does 3 damage for 2. You got the Jade Spellstone that can get powered up and do 6 damage for 1. You got the Hunter new spell, the one that can get reduced to 1 and do 4 damage to something. There is plenty of ways to do damage to minions that don't cost this much mana. This is very expensive, even as an echo card. So obviously you can adapt it to different scenarios, which I can appreciate does come with a certain cost because of having all that value in one card is great. But the thing is, really?
Yeah, I don't see it.
Backstab does 2 damage, it's 0 cost. You know what I mean?
I don't.
Eviscerate does 4 damage, it's 2 cost.
And even for 2 mana, it does 2 damage.
For 5 mana, you're killing things in rogues.
Yeah,
you know, it's just a cheap
shot. Would you rather like pay the mana or just spend the mana and send this into it? You know, and you draw a card. Yeah, it's just like
I just don't see it.
I don't see it being played at all now. Next we have Wanted.
Even worse.
Yes, because
even worse because at least the other one adapts to different scenarios. This does deal 3 damage for. It's not even equivalent.
Yeah.
It's not even equivalent.
So 3 damage to a minion. This can be very well compared to Flanking Strike, but Flanking Strike gave you a minion. This is not worth getting a coin. A 4 mana 5/4 Death Rattle give you a coin. That was good. This isn't. Not worth. It's not worth getting the coin. Not worth it for a coin.
You know the funny thing is, I try to think what if this was 2 mana, then maybe, and I'd say maybe if it was 2 mana. Like I would consider not putting in the deck if it was 2 mana.
I think 2. I think 2 mana would be fine, but I think 4 mana is just ridiculous. It's not worth at all. As you say, 1 more mana, you're just outright killing a minion. I don't see a point.
With 2 mana less, you're doing 4 damage.
Yeah, it's just not a good card. I'm afraid. Hey, now we're getting somewhere. This is some Game of Thrones stuff going on. It's a Face Collector. Echo Battlecry, add a random legendary minion to your hand. So I'm comparing this in the respect to Prince Liam, where there's some bad legendaries. So I think it's really funny, don't get me wrong, if you get this, and then I think the like the demo they did with that, and they got Gorgon, and you bounce it with Gorgon, and it's got potential. I think one of the coolest Echo cards, personally, but I don't know how well it's going to perform and what rogue it would fit in. And
it's along the same lines as Prince Malkazar, as Syndragoza, as Rotface.
And again, for 3 mana as well. So you're playing on turn 9. You're playing 3 of them. So on turn 9, you're playing just say, for instance, you're playing 3 2/2s to get some legendaries. And if you have to play like 2 and then you go like an Alexstrasza or something, it feels really bad because I don't know. Again, one of these cards, as I said, about a few legendaries. If I pull it, I'll play it. I don't think I'm crafting it. I'll be crafting Test Greymane over this in a heartbeat.
That's fair. That's fair. It's a tricky card.
It is a very tricky card, and I do love the effect. I genuinely do.
Like this card, I generally believe this could have been deal 2 damage to all minions, and it would be fine. You know.
Oh, I don't know. Well, there's a warrior card that only deals 1 for Echo, so I think that would be pretty bonkers.
Yeah, but like the warrior also have 1 damage going to everything because they have things that get powered up when 1 damage is done to it, and things that happen with it. Rogue don't have anything like that. And
this could get away with being. What if this card was 1 mana? I think it'd be a lot better as 1 mana.
If it was 1 mana, then yeah, I can see it.
Because it would just be a good remainder.
It's just garbage. And that's just good.
That's just absolute garbage.
Wanted? No, this is not wanted.
This is not wanted at all. So, like, I think we forgot to do this the last couple of classes after Druid, but what you like the overall feeling on Rogue is they've got some like replacements for things that are rotating out. I like to try and put the stealing theme together with Test Greymane.
We're not done with Rogue yet. I still got like a few cards. I think is that the end of the set?
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh,
Phase Collectors. So I think they've got a nice way of.
But then they're a strong class.
But
they're not getting hurt too much by the.
No, but then you got Spectral Cultist, Cheap Shot, and Wanted, and then you just feel like it's just awful. Cutlass, bullshit, whatever. Card's bad. So we're moving on to Shaman.
Probably the most exciting. I'd say the most exciting.
I'd say the most exciting because it's got some hilarious cards. So we're going to start off with Blazing Invocation. A 1 mana, discover a Battlecry minion.
It's good.
It's good in the elemental decks. I would just play it. I mean, well, the rogue card.
We're biased. We know what's coming, but still, like, it's good.
The rogue card that like discover the death rattle. You know, it's just really, really good. Zap, 0, deal 2 damage to a minion. Overload 1. It's a bad backstab for Shaman.
Is it a bad backstab though?
But
because
Shamans can go. Shamans have got a lot of cards now that do go around Overload.
Not
I think
to
for 0, it's
backstab has the whole premise that it can only do 2 damage if the minion is undamaged. So there is a setback to backstab. Backstab has to have a requirement, and it just so happens that this does too. Except this doesn't have to have a requirement from the minion. It can just be played. You can just play this. There is no scenario you can't play this. Except for not being a minion on the board, obviously. But
yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think it's nice, cheap removal for Shaman if they're going to be the Ghost Light Angler. So I think the general idea of a Echo Murloc is perfect. Murlocs just, I mean, even if it's just the Ghost, but Murlocs just swarm you, and I think an Echo Murloc, if they didn't do one of those, I think it would just be a travesty. So I just like the card.
And it's on curve. This card is always on curve.
Yeah. This card, imagine.
I mean, obviously, except for an odd number, but turn 4 you can play 2/2/2s. Turn 3 you can play 2.
Yeah.
So sorry. Turn 4 you can play 2/2/2s. Turn 6 you can play 3/2/2s. Turn 8 you can play 4. Turn 10 you can play 5.
And then you've completed your quest. You've got your.
It works. Yes, it's a card that makes it really easy to complete your quest.
Shaman I don't think they need much help for that. They just need help winning after they've completed it. But yeah, I love it. I think just the flavour of the card is fantastic. Earth and Might is one of my favourite cards as well. Give a minion +2/+2. If it's an elemental, add a random elemental.
It's Mark of Yasharaj for elementals.
Yeah.
It does what it says on the tin. Except it adds another card to your hand. It doesn't draw it out your deck, which is a big thing.
Yeah, I feel
Mark of Yasharaj was good and it was used. This adds a card to your deck that wasn't there before. I think this will get used.
I'll definitely use this elemental Shaman. Fantastic card. Oh god, here we go. This is gonna take a while. because we probably cannot think of enough good words to say about this card.
Shadowwalk. 9 for a 6/6 battle cry. Repeat all other battle cries from cards you played this game. Targets chosen randomly.
So
it's a Woxeron.
So the deck that they came up with on the stream was obviously you play it with Serenite Chain Gang and a new minion that shuffles a copy of a minion into your deck. So you play a Shudderwalk and you get the effect of Serenite Chain Gang, so you get another Shudderwalk, and then the effect is shuffle a Shudderwalk into your deck, and you get infinite Shudderwalks. But when we say possibilities are endless with cards, this is endless. Because if you play this, I'm not even going to talk about Wild, but if you play this in most decks, most Shaman-based decks, this card is going to be insane.
The question, the thing I don't get is, okay, the thing I don't get is I don't know how they got around the paradox, because there is a paradox with Shudderwalk. If you play a second Shudderwalk,
yeah,
then Shudderwalk's ability repeats all other battle cries that have ever been played. So in theory, if you play a Shudderwalk and then a Shudderwalk, it should be a never-ending loop of battle cries forever and ever and ever and ever until the end of time. Because if you think about it, if you played a Shudderwalk and it repeats all the battle cries, that is what he's doing is a battle cry. So if you play one,
so if you play just one Shudderwalk and then play a Shudderwalk,
then that technically should last forever. Because a Shudderwalk would activate the effect of Shudderwalk, which would activate the effect of Shudderwalk, which would activate the effect of Shudderwalk, which would, you know what I mean?
I see a point. We're definitely doing this.
but we've seen it already in Ben Brode's game, and there's a limit to that. So obviously it doesn't take its own effect into account, which is absolutely right. It absolutely shouldn't, because that's.
I reckon it did. I genuinely, in testing, I reckon it did, and they thought, "Oops," they messed it up. But this is a card Shaman needed. I think it might give Shaman a chance to be on the map, and even if it doesn't, it's going to give Shaman some amazing decks.
Shaman are very good at control. Shaman are very good at getting to the end game, but the problem is they haven't had a lot of end game. They haven't. Yes, they can keep a big board. Yes, they can power up that board, but then it's like they haven't had enough silence, or they haven't just had quite enough removal to be able to keep up with these fast-paced games, or have something that really impacts the board in such a way. They had Evolve, but even Evolve wasn't consistent, and this can be really consistent because you're the one tailoring your deck. You're the one deciding
what battle cries you're playing, when you're playing them, and then you shut it off.
Because you're the one that's playing them.
Yeah.
It's not repeating your opponent's battle cries. It's your battle cries. You get to choose what those are.
Yeah. Ridiculous. Absolutely love it.
It's really, really good. It's really, really, really good.
My jaw hit the absolute ground when I saw this on stream
I do have one gripe with it. How is that not a dragon? It's got horns, it's got wings, it's got sharp claws.
It literally is a dragon, isn't it?
It's got a big tail.
It's a dragon. It's a dragon. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna say it's a dragon right now. Okay, moving on. Totem kids. Okay. Totem Cruncher. Taunt, battle cry, destroy your totems again, +2/+2 for each totem destroyed.
There's lots of things that get totems on the field.
Yeah, and then you blow them up and get a taunter. I don't see this. I mean, I tried this Totem Shaman deck. Believe me, that was a very painful day. I got to a point where I got that guy or I could summon Alakir, but then my field was full of totems. When they died, summon totems.
Of course, you could have rectified the situation by having a good old Totem Cruncher.
Maybe, but I disenchanted all the other cards with that
deck. If you had 6, then this would come onto the field as a 4 cost and become a 14, 15.
Yeah, and then the totems will all replace themselves. So yeah, I think hilarious highlights are there to come, but
fun to be had.
Fun to be had. I mean, how many totems? I mean, you know, you Shudderwalk and then you blow up, and your totems just go. Yeah, this thing just goes crazy. Bog Shaper.
Maybe cast a spell, draw a minion from your deck. Shaman needed draw.
Shaman needed draw, and this goes with the whole theme of a card that they have at the end of their pool as well. For when you cast a spell, they get a minion. Then when you get a minion, you get spells. And
this is an elemental. It fits in with elemental things.
Yeah, it's good stat. It's not bad stat. It's good stat. Well, it takes the place of that 7 mana that summons two taunts, isn't it?
Well, it's Primordial Drake without the taunt. So you know, if you count taunt as 1 mana cost thing, then yeah, this is technically in line with that.
Card's very good. Card's very good. And there she is.
Agatha the Witch.
Agatha the Witch, the only hero in the set because she is the leader of. So she's the queen of Witchwood. Which we don't have the hero power. That's sad. I didn't even think about that.
Okay, well, we'll just tell you what the hero power is. Every time you play a minion, you get a spell, a random shaman spell.
So, Bulk Shaper gets you a minion, then you play the minion, you get a spell with Agatha. Agatha as well, obviously given this blow up,
it's the ability to generate pretty much unlimited value. Shaman are really going to be the ones that are lasting everyone. Like,
yeah,
warriors are supposed to be that. I mean, we haven't got to warrior yet, so we're going to take a good look.
It will be Baku tank up. Just let's not go there.
But like shaman is becoming the class to outlive. If
Thank
priests
God.
are going to struggle against shaman.
Thank God, Shaman have actually got some good cards for a change. I'm really happy.
The whole destroying everything. I mean, 3 damage. Shaman tend to have cheap minions, so that seems to be a bit of a setback. But to be fair,
Are you playing Hagatha or are you playing Shadowwalk?
both, because then you get the 3 damage to all minions
Every time.
when Shadowwalk comes out as well.
Really good.
Shadowwalker, Shadowwalk.
Shadowwalk. 1 for a 0/1, which is Apprentice. Taunt, Battlecry, add a random shaman spell to your hand. It's the Hex Frog coming back for revenge. And it depends how good a random shaman spell is. But it's kind of like Babbling Book in the same respect, and it's got Taunt. So it's only got Taunt because it's the frog from Hex, but it'll be played in the Hagatha deck. Maybe.
It generates value. It's a taunter. It's a shaman card, I guess. I don't know. I think it's personally garbage.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm trying to big it up because it would give you a spell, but there's just so many other ways. Could you play better minions to get the spells with Hagatha? And yeah, we're just gonna.
If you played a better minion, you wouldn't need this spell.
Merc Spark Eel. 2 for a 2/3 Battlecry. If your deck has any even cost cards, deal 2 damage. I forgot about this card. It's okay if you're playing even shaman. If you're not playing even shaman, you're not playing this card. I think that's. Yeah, it's all right.
It's not though, because if you're playing even shaman, you're not playing Shadowwalk, and if you're not playing Shadowwalk,
Actually, no. Well,
your life is wrong.
You're playing. Oh, whoa. Okay, you can't play it. Yeah, you're playing Shadowwalk. We think the card is bad. So Shaman overall, I think, are so strong. This card is just bonkers. Obviously, I think they've got a nice few cards to deal with the elemental package and Hagatha and all this kind of stuff. I think. Yeah, I'm really liking Shaman. I think it's really, really, really good. We're moving on to Warlock. Warlock don't need any help, obviously, because they're Warlock. And Q-Block is still a thing, and we hate that deck.
Oh god, yeah.
So we're starting off with Witchwood Imp. A 1 for a 1/1 stealth with a death rattle. Give a random friendly minion +2 health. Would this card go in some form of zoo variant? I don't know.
I think so. I mean, you gotta look at it. It's a demon. It's got stealth.
Yeah.
It's a demon.
It's got stealth.
It's a demon. It's got stealth. When it dies, it gives 2 health. You know what I mean? It's a card.
Yeah.
It's good.
Zoo will always be a thing, so
Zoo.
I think it's really good. Ratcatcher. 3 for a 2/2 rush with Battlecry, destroy a friendly minion and gain its attack and health.
It's always needing to destroy stuff. Destroys
this.
it destroys the possessed lackey.
Yep. Gets a Void Lord and then goes into
Comes
something.
a 4/4 with rush and get a Void Lord.
We'll get you a Doom Guard and then you tap Fate and you kill both the minions, or you kill minion and attack face and
you know you
to another fantastic artwork.
You've got your Doom Guard in the cube, and then Douche over here plays Rebuke, thinking he's got you, and then you spam out your rat catching, destroy.
Yeah, rat catcher, destroy your cube and kill the deck. Yeah. Whether it will actually be used. Well, it will actually.
I think
be
it
used.
will. I think there's potential there.
I think it's got potential just for it's another thing, as they say, that blows up the cube. I have not seen this card. I overlooked this one. Summon 4 1/1 imps. Moving on. I think it's alright, but
They're demons.
they're demons. They haven't got stealth. I'm just going to miss this card. It's kind of like the thing with someone.
Demons, good stuff.
Good stuff.
Good stuff to give it health. Good stuff to give it health. These are 4 imps. They got no stealth. They give no health.
Yeah, this is just like a bad implosion. I think implosion is just like
No stealth, no health, no wealth.
implosion was
You know?
brilliant. Like, just okay.
You're not gonna earn any coins with this. You got no wealth, no stealth, no health, no wealth.
Dark Possession, or 1 cost, deal 2 damage to a friendly character and discover a demon.
I love it.
I love it too. That's really good.
Mm.
I think I didn't look at Warlock this morning. Like, I'm not seeing these cards.
You woke up on the wrong side of the Warlock chamber.
I just thought Warlock don't need any more good cards. That's it. That card's really good.
Mm.
Friendly character as well, so you can do it to yourself and that triggers your spellstone and everything like that, and you then get a demon.
It's good. I like it.
Really, really good. Really, really good. Curse of God. Okay, not seen any of these cards. Curse of Weakness. Echo, give all enemies -2 attack until your next turn. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a better rebuke. That's better than rebuke right away. 'Cause I'm just going to just like, I'll echo your entire board down. Your go, my go.
Yep.
I'll echo all your board down. Oh, that's
And it's
stupid.
just enemy minions as well.
That's so
this
dumb.
could be. This is like you could play 5 of these, and all enemy minions get -10.
Yeah. And it's not even minions in play, is it? So I'm guessing if you play a minion, is it give all a minion? You
Give
play.
all enemy minions.
I think I think it would just count the ones in play.
You hope so, wouldn't you?
You'd bloody hope so. Otherwise, that would be devastating. That card's really, really good. Duskbat, 3 mana 2/4 battlecry. If your hero took damage this turn, summon 2 1/1 bats.
Now, there's one thing that they tried to do is just to try like bounce off the fact that Warlock does damage to itself. Change it up, do something different. I like that.
Play this, and then you play this, and you summon a demon. You get 2 1/1 bats. It's oh god, it's gone too far.
Oh no, you play that then that.
Yeah,
because
that's
that's
Battlecry,
a Battlecry, yeah. 2 1/1 bats. It's a 3/3 for a 2/4. It sums 2 1/1s. That's 4/6 worth of stats for a 3 cost.
But the only thing is what's the card? The Grim Necromancer never sees any play, and it's pretty much a Grim Necromancer.
It's a 4 cost though. I
Well,
know it
yeah.
doesn't seem like a lot. It doesn't seem like much of a big deal.
I don't think 1 mana less will make this card see any play, to be honest. I think it's alright, but I don't think it's going to see any play.
I don't know. I think it might.
I just don't know. It's not that good in Zoo, and you're not playing it in the good cube deck.
If you hear it 6 damage this turn, gain lifesteal, Battlecry. It's 5 4 4 6. Now you compare it to Lifeworm, which is a 4/4.
Yeah.
But 6 sticks to the board way more than 4 does.
I think this is good. No, this is fine.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely fine. I love this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Bit more life steal for Warlock. They need a bit more health, I suppose. They've got so much life gain now.
Yeah, you really, really.
Absolutely insane. Blood Witch, 4 for a 3/6, so very good stats. At the start of your turn, deal 1 damage to your hero. So that fits with the whole theme of trying to just, deal damage to Warlock.
Yeah, but it's
anyway.
very go-to to say it's good stats, because what is it called? Kobold Magician or something? Or the 4 for a 3/6, your hero can't be targeted while this is in play.
Yeah.
That saw no play anywhere.
No.
Nobody touched it.
No.
And
but
that made your hero immune to effects.
Yeah,
Hero powers and spell damage. This does damage to your hero, which I get works in conjunction.
I was about to say, this synergizes with Warlock. Just putting that one kind of deck stop you targeting is just, that wasn't worth it, because it didn't synergize to your deck whatsoever.
Yeah, but I'm not just talking about Warlock. That's not used. That was a neutral card that didn't get used across the whole range.
Yeah.
I get this does damage to your hero and synergizes with those things that need synergizing. I just don't know, man.
Okay, I'm not going to sit here and tell you the card's good. I'm saying it synergizes with the other cards we've just looked at. It synergizes with this and this, and the only card I think good out of those 3 is this. But I feel like comparing it to a neutral minion that does nothing to a class, to an archetype, is wrong, because at least this does actually go to the Warlock theme.
Sure.
That's all I'm saying. I think the card's not great. I'm just thinking, for the Warlock theme they're going for, I like it for that flavour.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this card.
Yeah.
Lord Godfrey.
The
7
man who likes to go around defiling people.
7 mana 4/4. Yeah.
He will defile your daughter, your mother. He'll defile your uncle.
He'll defile anyone he can find.
Deal 2 damage to all minions, and if any dies, do a big spell cry. So it's pretty much just, you know, a ridiculous Defile, because now Defile just 2 damage, and then it's ridiculous.
It's a hell of a wipe.
This card is so good. I love it. I love it and I hate it at the same time. When I play Lord Godfrey, I'm going to feel like a god. When I play it, I'm going to think Lord Godfrey's a cunt.
Because the thing is, it's such a much bigger deal because, like, you get in a 4/4. Like, people say, well, you could just play Defile and play Defile. Well, that's fine, but you're getting all that in one go.
And when it does 2 damage, it does another 2 damage rather than 1 damage. Having to figure out whether or not stuff works. You can just look at a board and think, yeah, this is killing stuff for sure. Play it, bang, field wipes. You got a 4/4 at the end of it. Because let's face it, that field wipe is better than Consecration. Yeah.
That field wipe is better than Flame Strike in a lot of ways because the potential is a lot bigger. You could wipe a lot more with it. Granted, you're doing stuff to your own minions too, but to be fair, your Warlock, half the time you want that shit to die.
Yeah.
It's
so good.
Ridiculous card.
So good. Now here is one that's very, very... I don't know what to think of this card. 6 mana, 3/7, your minions in your hand have Echo. If it sticks, it could be really good. But how good is it? Because it's... I feel it is one of these minions. It's the Brand syndrome, where your opponent will go all hell for leather to kill it.
You could play 2 Unleashed Trailblazers.
Yep, you could do that. You could... I think the thing that people are saying, you play Summoning Portals and you cheat out Void Lords quicker, but it's like...
We don't need to cheat.
Exactly.
How could you need to cheat out Void Lord?
Considering you can get a Void Lord out on turn, like, what, 4?
You could.
People say, again, one of the other ones is play the 2/1 that damages you to draw a card. To keep echoing those. But it's just like, eh. I like the idea. I feel like I don't like... I don't know. Actually, no. I don't like the card. If I think about it, I don't like the card. I'm not a fan. Not a fan.
I feel there's something somewhere that people are going to miss with this. I think this is a sleeper card.
I reckon it's a sleeper because it's going to be around for a while, and other Echo cards will probably be... Actually, no. That's a good point, actually. You reckon Echo will be around after this set?
Who knows?
Because they said, like, the Witchwood Echo was kind of like a theme where it's in the woods and you get Echo and you hear things and all that kind of stuff. So, we'll be interested to see where this card goes. I believe that's the end of Warlock. So Warlock, I'd say, is still staying really strong. They've just got some added extra tools.
They've got 2 or 3 cards that are ridiculously
so
stand out.
Like, Ratcatcher, I think, is pretty good. That's silly. Like, that card's going to get played. I don't give a goddamn. That's pretty fun. I like that. This card's pretty good. I think this card is meta-defining. Lord Godfrey is going to be fitting straight in Q block, replacing probably this off.
It just fits in everything. It fits in every Warlock. It's ridiculous. It's
absolutely insane.
You can play it in Zoolock.
Look at it. He looks so freaking cool. So we're moving on to Warrior.
Warrior, the last of the classes.
Last of the classes, then we'll probably have another break. I would say. For 5 minutes. So we're going to go into Warrior. Warrior's got this like rush theme going on. So we're going to start off with Rabid Worgen, which is a 3 mana 3/3 with rush. Pretty basic.
It's 3 for a 3/3. It's on curve. Rush.
It's going to depend how good rush is in the Warrior deck, and I think there's a few good rush minions. Whether this will fit, because you've got that one minion that draws you rush, which we'll get to in a bit. But I think it's a standalone rush minion. I think, yeah.
It's one of them because the thing is, you can summon it and it can charge down minions, and I get that. How that's cool and stuff.
But it's not exciting, is it? I don't feel like it's an exciting card. The other rush card.
For instance, the way I can think about rush and how good it could be, like for instance, Frostbolt does 3 damage to a minion. 9 times out of 10 you use Frostbolt on a minion to destroy it. You can use it for phase, but generally speaking you use Frostbolt to kill out a minion 9 times out of 10. Right? So now imagine if that Frostbolt costs 3 cost and it summons a 3/1 or a 3/2. Because generally speaking you're going to use a card like this to take down something that's smaller than it, so you've still got a minion left over at the end of it. So if Frostbolt destroyed something and then summoned a 3/1 or a 3/2, that would make it really good. It's just the feel of the keyword. It's the feel of the keyword. Charge is exciting. You can just summon stuff and go straight at their face. Rush,
Yeah.
Rush feels rushed. You know, it just feels.
I think Warrior have got some very nice cards for
There's
Rush.
a lot of value in Rush minions.
Yeah, there really is, yeah. So up next we have Fest Root Hulk. 5 for a 2/7 after minion attack gains +1 attack. So you play it in the Rush deck, and you play it in the Rush. Your Rush minions survive, so they trade, get +1 attack. Then the next turn they can go face. But I don't know whether you're playing that. I don't see it making the cut personally, but
It's too expensive.
it's too expensive for a 2/7.
For something that's gaining attack.
In Warrior, I'd rather play Goribashi Berserker.
Like, for instance, the Mage one's quite good with the drawing, because you can activate the drawing whenever you want, straight away, or even like have it already set up with like the weapon or whatever. And then that's gaining attack and health. This is just gaining attack.
Yeah.
This is a Guribashi Berserker that's a little bit shitter. For 2 extra mana, you're gaining 3 mana.
Yeah.
3 health, sorry.
Not good. Can't see it.
Nah.
Can't see it. Town Crier. This is pretty. I like this one. 1 mana, 1/2 with a battle cry. Draw a rush minion from your deck, which is why I was talking about like how good is this card, because I don't know whether you want to be drawing this card when you've got other rush minions you could be drawing, but I think it's as good as the rush minions are in your deck, basically.
It's a card that draws cards.
Yeah, it's a card that draws cards. It's like a little searcher for them, and I just feel
for
like
a 2/1. If it was a 1/2. If it was a 2/1, everybody would be losing their minds because Loot Order is good and still used.
Yeah.
So yeah, 1 for a 1/2 that draws a
Oh
card.
well, yeah, 1 for it's kind of like a Firefly in that kind of respect. Yeah,
except the minion that's coming out isn't a 1/2. It's something.
It's something much
presumably better.
Yeah. Well, this card's trash. It's a 6 mana.
I
It's
don't
deadly.
know. I'm not writing this off just yet.
I fit the only thing that I'm not okay. So reveal a weapon from your deck, deal damage equal to its attack to all minions. Okay, so it's good the fact that Warrior are losing Sleep of the Fishes because it's getting rid of one of their board wipes, but they've still got Brawl. It's like, what weapons are you playing in this kind of deck? 'Cause you don't want to play Blood Razor. Blood Razor is probably one of their best weapons right now. You don't want to be doing 2 because there's a lot of cool whirlwind effects. You're playing this in the deck obviously with the Arcanite Reaper and Ghoul Howl, things like that, and that's pretty. Like, if a Control Warrior takes off,
Yeah.
it doesn't even fit in the Odd Warrior though. You know, it's like If fit in the Odd Warrior, I think because that's gonna play.
I disagree. I think it'd be a very odd warrior.
True enough. Oh, I love it. I'm skipping. Okay, that's enough to talk about this piece of crap. No, carry on. Anything else you want to say? I just don't see it. I think it's just a bad Dragon's Fury. Just kidding.
Well, Dragon's Fury does do 5 damage. If you run 2 Gorehouse and 2 Arcanite Reapers, you know what I mean?
You could potentially do some crazy stuff.
It'd be a 6-cost card that does more damage than a Flame Strike.
Yeah.
That's good. It could do 7 damage. You could compare it to Dragonfire Potion, except the only thing you're editing is the weapons rather than the spells, which is a lot easier to do, but considering how more important spells are to a mage than weapons are to a warrior. So yeah, I think it could work. I think it could work. I think it could work. I think we could be surprised. I think we could end up having 2 in every single warrior from now on. It could be a thing.
I wouldn't go that far. It wouldn't fit in the Rush Warrior, put it that way.
I'm not saying it will. I'm saying it could.
Yeah.
It's hard to know.
Up next, we have Woodcutter's Axe. 2 mana, 2/2. Death Rattle, give +2/+1 to a random rush minion.
So the 3/3 will become a 5/4.
Yeah.
Which
Or
is good.
Darius Crowley will not come up to it yet. Will become a 5/4. And then he gets his buff as well. So yeah, I think this card's really good, and it's like a cheap, and it's like feel compared to like a Fiery War Ice, it's a 2-cost weapon. Really good. Auto pick in the rush deck is just a really good early game weapon. I really like it.
Mm-hmm.
This is a bit out of place, but I absolutely love him. Black Owl Gunspire. 7 for a 3/8 counter attack. Whenever this minion takes damage, deal 3 damage to a random enemy.
So that's 24 potential damage to random stuff.
Yeah.
24 potential damage to face.
It's just so. I just love it. Like we need. I'm gonna be doing some shit with this. Like I mean, how it's a minion, how it's anything, it's a tower, for God's sake. But
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's a fun card. Will it see play? Probably not. But will it see some memes? Oh, hell yes. This plus Faceless, and then you've got the Echo Whirlwind, and it's silly.
Yeah, there's lots of craziness to be had with this. This is definitely trolled and videos in the making.
I love it. Darius Crowley. 5 mana 4/4 with Rush. After this minion attacks and kills a minion, gets +2/+2. Thoughts?
Was Boogeyman ever a thing?
Boogie Monster was never a thing.
But
it was higher mana and couldn't attack the turn it came out.
This is true. It's 5. 5 for 4/4. It's usually quite bad. Usually by that turn, though, there are stuff on the board that you can kill. If you are killing stuff, you got less health. So even if it gives gain +2/+2, like, what are the chances of you killing something with 1 attack rather than things? So you're still kind of keeping it at 4 health, really.
Yeah, it's tricky.
Warriors don't have a great deal of ways of healing that health either.
No. I feel like you try and combine it with the Woodcutter's Axe when you...
I think this could have been a 4/6 and been much better.
It would have been really good if it was a 4/6. Because if you trade into something... Just say you trade into a 3/2. You end up on 1 health, so you go up to 3 health, so you become a 6/3. And then your Woodcutter's Axe dies, so you become, what, a 8/4? So I agree with you, still staying on that 4 health threshold, which is dangerous because you're still going to
You'd be suspended on 4 health. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You wouldn't ever gain health. So even though you're gaining +2/+2, health is not something that you would be gaining.
No.
It's because it's only after it attacks and kills a minion. So it has to kill something.
Unless it kills a totem. Hey.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong.
Or a wax elemental.
It's a totem terminator, but like, you know, it's
It would mess up your wax elementals, bro.
nothing messes up my wax elemental. It's got to kill it. The wax elemental's got divine shield.
Unless it just be that, you Woodcutter's Axe, you cat with Darius Crowley.
Yeah,
you
but
Woodcutter's Axe buff Darius Crowley, and Darius Crowley gets buffed as well. Tell you, man, it's good. It's good, man.
keep singing that.
Red Band Wasp. 2 for a 1/3 with Rush. Gets +3 attack while damaged. Yep, I have nothing to say either.
Technically, it's good.
I think technically it's good. There was actually something on the stream, I think last night, where he didn't play it on turn 2 because of the Rush thing. But you play it on turn 2 and then you damage it with something, and then it's actually not bad. It's like a 3/4, and it's just like 4/3, and it's actually not too bad. But it's a tricky one to see whether you'd actually add it, whether you just want to play it.
Garrosh's hero power is becoming more valuable by the second.
Well, this card is ridiculous. I absolutely adore this card. Warpath. 2 mana Echo, deal 1 damage to all minions. So it's a whirlwind for as many times as you need.
Or Dragonfire that affects dragons.
Yeah, it's basically anything you need with your with your Black Owl Gunspire. I think there's nothing else I can say about this card above it. It's just really, really good. Like, a whirlwind on tap is just really, really good.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Solid.
I completely agree.
And speaking of good rush minions, this was the first rush. This was the first rush minion, wasn't it?
Yeah. Mission Commander gain +3 attack this turn.
So it's a 4 mana 5/5. It trades with everything, pretty much.
Everything that came before it, totally.
Yeah. It's just really good. Like, if Rush Warrior becomes a thing, this card is as good as the rest of the deck. This is probably the best card in the deck.
Yeah, totally. I'd say best card released by Warrior so far.
Yeah, I would say. And that is it for Warrior. So, are we going to take a little break?
Yeah.
Chill for a bit? And
fairly disappointing for Warrior.
I feel like the Rush theme needs to be something, but if it's not, then yeah, it all kind of falls apart for Warrior and Odd. I just don't think it's going to be as good as that one. It's not going to be as good as the Odd Taunt Warrior. That's the problem. Anyway, guys, BRB. Yo,
guys.
we're back. I'm on the wrong screen. It's all happening. Okay, so we're on to the neutrals.
Quite a few to get through.
Not that bad. It's alright. It's alright. So we're going to start off with the Witchwood Grizzly.
Now, obviously, the biggest thing you could mention is Lady in White. In a fire on all minions.
Bonkers.
Despite this losing health for each card in the opponent's hand, it comes out as a 12 attack minion for a 5 cost.
Yep.
Ridiculous.
And also, as well, if you can cheat this out, you don't get its battle cry, so it's a 3/12 taunt. I think the card's really good. I think it's definitely going to see some play somewhere. Where, who knows, but we'll... Only time will tell, but this card cannot not see
comes
play
out
somewhere.
with, what's his name? Okart.
Okart, yeah. It's pretty good to protect your really understated Okart with the 3/12 taunt. Really, really good. That was not what I wanted to do as well. Moving on to the next card, we have Woodland Sprite. Now, a few of these cards we're probably going to be talking very little about.
Walnut Sprite.
Yeah, what the fuck. 3 for a 3/3 with Echo, so you just spam some 3/3s. Whether it's going to be, I don't know whether this is
1,
good.
2, or 3.
You want 1, 2, or 3 of these, or none? I'm going to go with
Or
none.
4 if you have 2 innovates.
Or if you Emperor Thoras on them to 0, you can have 7.
Where?
Emperor Thorazan and Echo cards. Just. Up next, we have Overpowered Steambot, your 4 mana, 9/9 in your Lady in White deck.
Unpowered Steambot.
Overpowered. Overpowered Steambot, come on, man.
Lady in White for a 9/9. Turn 4.
In your Lady in White deck, when you draw this, it's going to feel so bad.
Yeah, it is.
But I love
it
the
is a mech though, so synergy, guys.
Synergy and Wild Gorilla, because you can get it with Gorilla Bot now instead. Oh, I think Gorilla Bot's gone to Wild now. Bad times, bad times. Tangle Fur Mystic, 3 for a 3/4 Battlecry. Add a random 2-cost minion to each player's hand.
I like it.
I like it too.
It's like you remember,
Mulch.
No, because I just added it to your opponent. What was that? Spell.
Oh, Spellslinger.
Spellslinger.
Yeah, Spellslinger was definitely more deadly than this because spells were slightly more
But
deadly.
it was
than
still
this.
used.
It was. I think this is fine. Whether it will get so much play, who knows? In what deck? Again, don't know. Whether it's a deck that draws, just deck that fills your opponent's hand, and then they go, ha! I get a 3/4. But we'll see. We'll see. I like the idea though. Sandbinder. Oh, come on. What can we say about this?
Yeah.
Sandbinder. I did look at it. 4 mana.
It's a beast. It's a 2/1. And it has lifesteal. 2 damage lifesteal. That's actually it is changed.
Alright,
it
alright.
changed it. It
Or,
changed.
kind of.
It's a beast.
A 1-cost beast. You're playing Alicat Diamol.
Yeah, but it's 2 attack lifesteal.
I don't like early game lifesteal because you're not caring about
Okay.
health gain.
Okay, I tried.
game.
Alright, I tried.
Sandbinder, 4 for a 2/4 Battlecry. Draw an elemental from your deck. Now, my biggest concern with this is I'd rather just have that slot for another elemental.
Yeah.
So I don't see why that's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like, that's
fine.
first thing that came to
Completely
mind.
fine.
Night Prowl. Now, this card could see some play. 4 mana 3/3. If it's the only minion on the battlefield, so it's both sides, it becomes a 6/6. If it's a control-y meta, or if even just, you just can...
I think it's a little bit garbage.
I think in Arena it's fun. Maybe you got to pull this off in Arena. I think it's
The more I've thought about it, the more like having no minions on your opponent's side or your side. I thought it was originally just your side.
That would be insane, wouldn't it?
It'd be sick, super sick. I don't know. This isn't exciting for me. I just don't think it will ever pull off that much. And when it does, it'll just be like,
okay.
yeah.
Goodbye. Now, Marshdrake is an interesting one. So it's a 3 mana 5/4 with a battle cry. Summons a 2/1 poisonous Drake Slayer for your opponent.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really good because you play it in just like decks that have a 1 damage hero power or just a way of clearing this 2/1. Yeah, you play it in Rogue basically. Yeah, this is a Rogue card. I really like it in Rogue.
Yeah.
Very, very strong. Mad Hatter.
Love this.
4 mana, 2/3. Randomly toss 3 hats at other minions. Given the hat, each hat gives +1/+1.
Obviously, you'd only play it when you're the one with minions.
It's a mad bomber.
And this probably would only get played in Arena. But still, what a fun card.
I love it to bits. Can't wait to see its gold. Lost Spirit. A 2 mana 1/1 with a death rattle that gives your minions +1 attack. I can see it being played in like some form of like zoo deck or something because it's kind of like it's a with a tentacle and a Zoth.
Maybe.
It's exactly the same as tentacle and a Zoth.
Is it? Tentacle and Zoth does damage to all minions.
I'm not tentacle and a Zoth. Which one am I thinking of?
You're thinking of Zealous Initiate.
Something like that, yeah. Kind of like
Zealous
that.
Initiate is a 1 cost and it gives +1/+1. This gives +1 attack to all minions.
But the other one's rotating out, so it's it's an underpowered version.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's garbage.
Life Drinker. 4 mana 3/3. Battlecry, deal 3 damage to the enemy hero. Restore 3 health from your hero.
I think it's really good.
Yeah.
Think it's the swing, isn't it? It's the swing. It's a 6-point swing. You're doing 3 damage to them. You're gaining 3 damage back.
And then and you get a 3/3 for it as well.
So it's doing the swing by the swing regard.
Yeah.
It's basically a fireball.
One of them in a respect of it's with some of these neutral cards. Because obviously we completely overlooked like Corridor Creeper, like when we first I think we did a review. We thought it was good, we didn't see what deck it was fitting in. So with some of these neutrals, like what decks are they fitting in, which is the thing.
Yeah, that's a struggle with this.
That is a struggle with some of these things. But I think the card's got potential, and definitely it's a good card in Arena as well. Hench Clan Thug. 3 for a 3/3 after hero attacks against +1/+1.
I like it.
It's okay. I don't know if this may cut over anything else.
Okay, you activate your hero power, Rogue. Turn 3, you play this. It's a 4/4.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're attacking with your hero power. It's a 4/4, so it's 3 for a 4/4. That's really, really good. And
it
that
is pretty
4/4
good.
could turn into with no extra mana required because you don't attack with your hero power. So you play your weapon, you play this, you attack, turns into a 4/4. Next turn, your mana's free to do what you want with.
You attack with the dagger
again. It turns into a 5/5.
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
I think it's pretty good, yeah. I'll agree with you on that. Furious Ensign. 7 for a 5/9 taunt. I just think there's other better cards.
It's still strong though.
It's very strong. Arena, yes. Hell yes.
More things to evolve into.
This thing sticks. This thing sticks like hard, but I don't see it being. Yeah, it's something to discover or get. Yeah, get a Stonewall Defender maybe. You know, it's good for that. But Fell Soul Inquisitor, a 1/6 Divine Taunt Lifesteal for 4.
It's a demon.
It's a demon. But compare this to that Paladin one that needs to have 3 attack to get a lifesteal.
Actually, thinking about this. Okay, what's this?
I like it. Deranged Doctor, an 8 mana 8/8 with a death rattle, restore 8 health to your hero. Next. There's just so many better cards to play on 8.
Neutral cards are always usually bad. There's very rarely good ones.
There's only a few good ones that come out of the set. Yeah. Very true. Dark Maya Moonkin. 7 for a 2/8 spell damage +2. This was in the Odd Mage.
It comes out with
Okay.
which I can see, I guess.
It's alright. It's better than the other Moonkin that gave both players spell damage +2. Whether you're paying 7 mana to do this. Yes, because both players was suicide half the time. You just didn't want to do it because you knew something was going to happen. Whether we'll see play, whether it will be playing the Odd Mage, who knows, whether it'll get played then cut because things are just better like Blood Mage Thalnos and Black Cat, just those two together. I know you can't with Blood Mage Thalnos and the Odd Mage, so yeah, maybe you'll see something like this played in some world, but we never know. Chief Inspector destroys all secrets. Needed to be in the game because of Era of Secrets going, so...
It's attack. It works.
It works.
It's 5 for 4/6, good stats. Does the job.
Yeah. Cauldron Elemental.
Your other elementals have +2 attack.
That's a hellish cool artwork as well. Look at that. I love that.
It's a cool looking card. Is it a good card?
I don't see it makes the cut over, like, because you don't play the high end things in Mage because you go into Jane and then you win with the smaller elementals and Baron-Geddon. You don't play this in the Shaman because you've got Calamos.
This is the perfect example of a filler card. This is a card they made for the sake of having another card in the set.
Yeah, this was like
this card will be the most common card pulled out of the pack. It will be the most common golden card pulled out of the pack. Everyone will have like 4 golden versions of them after opening 70 packs.
Well, we'll find out.
I said 4.
Thursday. Okay. We'll come back to this stream and we'll find out for you. Wormguard. The amount of day 9 went to get the thing to 4 attack. Ridiculous. I just don't... It's okay to with Lady in White, I suppose. 7 for a 4, 11 taunt. I don't know how good that is. Because I don't feel like it achieves much at that stage of the game. I think I'd rather play
Sleepy
Tar
Dragon.
Lord.
Sleepy Dragon's the closest to it. And Sleepy Dragon's 9.
Yeah.
But Sleeping Dragon's not really used.
Tar Lord's on 7.
This isn't a dragon, so it shouldn't do anything. Yeah, no, I don't think it's that good.
I don't think it's that good, no. Swamp Dragon Egg. Love it. 1 for a 0/3 death roll, add a random dragon to your hand.
Lady in White.
It's pretty good. 1 mana 3/3 gets a dragon. I like it. I think it's funny. Another deck to go in the eggs deck that people are making. Not bad at all. Now, Vicious Scalehide, like this, I saw the card last night and I was like, really? And then it was played in that Hunter, but gave it +3/+3, shuffle more into the deck. Then it was these lifesteal rush things just gain a load of life, because that Hunter game was so good. I actually really like it in the right deck. I think it's just one of those cards that just like, if you get the buffs on it, I think it could actually be really good. It's annoying.
That's the thing that I always consider about beasts. They can get buffed.
Yeah.
They can get buffed. It's the
You
same
can Houndmaster this, and then you can go in with a 3/5, and it's just like, yeah. I think it's experimented with. Whether it sticks in decks, I don't know, but I think this one has for most of the neutrals we've seen, I think it has definitely some potential. Now, here's some potential. This was what we were talking about with Shudderwalk. Battlecry, choose a friendly minion, shuffle a copy of it into your deck. So obviously Shudderwalk and copy this and copy Shudderwalk that's cut with. It's just so good.
Forever and ever, because it says choose a friendly minion.
Yep.
Oh.
But normally, because you're playing Shudderwalk on the whole field, or you've got a Shudderwalk.
Yeah.
So, and I think it's obviously got so much more to it as well for just recycling other minions like elementals. You'll be playing it. You will be playing this in your deck with like Sonya and Wax Elemental and Kaliseth. Oh, I can't play Kaliseth. That sucks. That's lame.
Yeah, it's a good card.
Really, really good card. So much gonna get used for it. Witchwood Piper, Battlecry, draw the lowest cost minion in your deck, a 4 mana 3/3.
Good card.
Good card.
This is a replacement for Barnes.
What?
Well, no.
There's nothing like Barnes.
No, what do you mean? Okay, number 1, it's a 4 cost minion.
Okay.
Number 2, it's got 3 attack. Number 3, it's made to tailor your deck, because obviously you're only going to set it so the lowest cost minion in your deck is going to be exactly what you want it to be. So you're going to play it with 1 other minion or 2 other minions, you know what I mean? So that the card you're pulling out is exactly what you want. This is what I mean as a replacement for Barnes. This is exactly what Barnes did. It doesn't necessarily summon onto the field, sure. It doesn't summon it as a 1/1, but it means you can tailor your deck to exactly what you want it to be, so that it's working towards that one goal, whatever that goal is, and Witchwood Piper makes that happen.
Okay, I'll kind of give you that, but I think the card's garbage. Splintering Festeru is an 8 mana 4/4. We haven't got the other cards to show, I'm sorry, but it's Death Rattle. You get 2/2/2 saplings that have Death Rattle summon 2/1/1 saplings, so just spreads
So
down.
that's 4/4 plus 4/4 plus 4/4, so it's 8 for 12/12 technically.
Yes.
If it doesn't get silenced.
Yeah.
And if it gets silenced,
It's trash. I think I think it's gonna get experimented with. I think it's quite a fun card, but I don't know.
There's potential there. I just feel this matters considering the amount of minions out.
Yeah,
It's going to be very
silence heavy, and
playing 8
there's
mana.
nothing worse than summoning something like this and having it mind controlled.
Well, yeah, then you've got to deal with a lot of little trees. Next we have Mossy Horror, which is 6 mana 2/7 with a Battlecry, destroy all minions with 2 or less attack. I think it's really cool. Looks like something out of Monsters Inc. It's nice to have that Shadow Word horror effect on for a neutral minion.
Exactly, and it's another field wipe for Warlock that they didn't have.
Oh, yay, brilliant. And it's another way of like...
Because they have that lower thing that lowers the attack of things now. So you play it twice, you could lower them by 4, which would take most things
Bang.
under 2 attack.
Woo! Now...
It's a 2-card combo, man.
Yeah, it was like pint-sized potion Shadowwood Horror.
Except Warlock have it, and they're not losing any field wipes. They're gaining a couple.
Now, this is one of the coolest cards in the set. This is the big replacement for...
Draw a
thingy.
Rush, Lifesteal, and Death Rattle card from your deck.
With a 7-mana 6/6 body as well.
Unfortunately, we checked, there are no Rush, Lifesteal, and Death Rattle cards in the game, so this technically draws nothing.
Gutted. Okay, so, I mean... but no, it's
Could you imagine if that's what the effect was?
It's a great replacement for like the Curator, as even if you're playing a deck that has just a Rush and a Death Rattle, you might find a way to jam and get lifesteal.
Set, isn't it? I mean, this is very much a set.
It's going to be one of them. It's kind of what they have to do because these cards are rotating out. We need to put something in kind of like them, but not quite. I think this is going to see play in a lot of different decks.
Oh yeah, totally.
I really like this card. This is kind of like my kind of like Lich King of the set.
It's a 7 for a 6/6 that draws 3 cards.
It's the Lich King of the set in my opinion. Worgen Abomination, 7 mana 6/6. At the end of your turn, deal 2 damage to all other damage minions. So I mean, you could not play this card and just play Warpath a lot.
Yeah. Or Defile. Or Big Defile.
Hellfire. Or
Captain Defile.
Big Defile. Lord Godfrey and Defile. And just like...
Lord Defile.
Lord Defile. Now here we go. This is such a good card. I love this card.
I'm gonna start with the biggest criticism of this card. There's like a big, massive, standout, fuck off criticism about this card.
Yep.
They are getting rid of one of the most powerful cards in the game, Cold Light Oracle. Cold Light Oracle is leaving us and going away. And the reason that they're getting rid of it is because they claimed that the Cold Light Oracle was devaluing the classes and making everyone, it was kind of blurring the lines between classes.
I feel they said that because they didn't quite want to reveal the amount of draw eccentric cards are in this set. Yeah. Like draw a card, get a copy, draw a card, do this.
Regardless, this is the reason they gave for. They said that the Cold Light Oracle, specifically Cold Light Oracle, was blurring the lines between classes, and they've just given us this card, and it seems crap.
No, it's fantastic.
I know, but like when I first looked at it, I thought crap. That's why I saw. I looked at crap. It's just instant 3 mana for 1/1. It can be good. Battlecry, choose a minion. Death Rattle, destroy, choose a minion.
Yeah,
it's a cheap removal for every single class.
Yeah,
for every single class. That's insane.
Yep.
That is insane.
Really, really good. And again, you play it. I mean, okay, if you're gonna put it down to a class, you play it in Mage.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's more of an instant thing, but yeah, I think the card's way too good. I love this guy. Dull Macedorian, a 5 mana 2/6. Whenever you draw a minion, summon a 1/1 copy of it. How good it is, I don't know. How fun it is, I know it's amazing.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. Like, okay, so you got crazy death rattles, right? So like, Savannah Highmane.
Yeah.
It's a crazy death rattle, right? Now imagine you have Dorian Dullmaster out, plus the minion that gives you Rush, plus the minion that gives it Poisonous if it's a 1/1. This automatically summons a Poisonous Rush dude that summons 2 2/2s that also have Rush.
Yeah. There's so much potential with this card. I absolutely adore it. It was really, really good. And it was the perfect card to give Disguised Toast to reveal as well.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Can't say enough good things about Dull Macedorian.
Dull Macedorian is Disguised Toast.
Shit, you're right. It's right there. So up next we have Spell Shifter. This is a 2 mana 1/4 spell damage +1, and then it swaps in your hand. So I feel if you play this card, you're playing it as a 1/4 because it sticks better for your spell damage. You ain't playing this as a 4/1. That's terrible.
But for 2 cost, which is like that bore. Yeah, this is just bad.
It's just bad, isn't it? No.
God, sorry.
He did the thing. Okay, we're getting there, man. We're quite far off still.
We've got another 15 cards.
Yeah.
Divine Shield Rush. Each turn swap. It's 8 cost, man.
It's so bad.
Get that garbage out of my sight.
When I saw it, I remember like messaged you about it. Saying, "My God, this is so good." Oh, I thought it was 6 mana.
Inner Fire, maybe.
Lady in White, maybe. Yeah, let us go. Swift Messenger, 4 mana 2/6 rush with the swap effect.
Each turn that's in your hand swaps.
Maybe okay as the borderline of these swap cards, but I think all of these swap cards are bad in their own respect. Swap cards, I don't think are that
swap
good.
Cards I want to swap out for something else.
Witch's Cauldron. Now this is really interesting for me. If a friendly minion dies, I random shaman spell to your hand, and it's neutral. Like, I think it's very odd. But
could be used in that rogue that's trying to use as many cards.
Oh God, yeah, the
class.
Shit.
So there's potential there.
Shit, that's actually really good. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Ravencaller, add 2 random 1-cost minions to your hand. 3 for a 2/1.
3. I suppose.
It's tricky, isn't it? It's a tricky one.
I mean, again, Quest Hunter.
Yeah, Quest Hunter maybe. Let's have a good look at the stream. The stream looks fine. Okay, that's fine. Possibly Quest Hunter if Quest Hunter becomes a thing, which is highly doubtful. But we'll see. Oh my God, we're there twice. That's messed up. Up next, we have a very nice card in Clockwork Automatron.
Double the damage and hearing of your hero power. There's definitely some craziness to be had with this.
It's an odd card, so your mage hero power does 4 damage.
It's an odd card, so your
Tank Up. No,
no.
Thank God doesn't work with Tank Up.
Oh
my God.
It's a odd card, so your hunter hero power does 6 damage.
Yeah, there is that too.
Mm.
Yeah, I do agree. We'll get down to it then, but I do agree what we were saying earlier on. Baku is definitely the better one.
Mm-hmm.
Up next, we have Black Walled Pixie. 3 mana, 3/4 with Battle Cries. Refresh your hero power.
Refresh your 6 damage hunter hero power. Fantastic.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's good if you're playing this odd deck and just play one of it. Why not?
3/4. It's the standard now. It is the standard.
Why I would play this just because. Scale Worm. Battlecry holding a dragon game, +1 attack and a rush, and it's a beast. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of these non-dragon things that get effects when you're holding dragons. I don't know what it is. There's just something about it, apart from Nether Spire Story.
It feels clunky, doesn't it? It feels clunky, and plus with the whole rush dynamic, even though rush I know in theory is really, really good.
But I think minions just having rush, you don't have to have. I don't know this thing where it needs to have a requirement to gain rush. Not seeing it. Not seeing it personally. But maybe it does see something when there's not. We need more dragons. We need more dragon for the dragon synergy, really. Muck Hunter's a really nice one, I think. 5 mana, 5/8 with rush and a battle price from 2/1 Mucklins for your opponent. I think it's cool. It's very, very well started if you play it on the turn where you can just obviously clear their board. If you're playing it in Rogue, like you backstab 1, you dagger 1, you've got a 5/8.
Yeah.
I think a very techy like tempo Rogue is actually coming out of this set because a load of these minions I think just fit in Rogue and just like can work not well together, but they're just good standalone minions.
Agreed.
Really, really nice.
Nightmare.
Oh God, who was watching the stream last night when he got the hungry crab off Joel McCart? Oh my God, that was so good.
But that's so specific.
It is.
That aside, this fits in every single
deck. Every single deck that likes a tribal synergy. It's whether you want to. I mean, yeah, it'd be my last port of call if I had a deck where I thought, oh, I need a couple more cards, I need one more card. Oh, Nightmare Amalgam. I think it'll definitely fit in a lot of decks, and I would just want to meet the guy that made this art, and I want this art in my life. It's so good. Rotten Apple Bomb. This is one of these cards, because these cards were revealed so long ago, I feel like these cards should be out already.
Taunt Death Rattle was still 4 health to hero. Meh.
It's very meh. It was very meh when I saw it. It was just like people trying to big it up. So this could be good. I was like, I don't see it. I don't see it at all. And we're getting towards the end now, so we're getting to Gen Greymane. We did mention at the start of the stream just to get the feel of the stream with the odds and even thing. So this is the one that makes your hero power cost 1 if you've got even cards.
For me, it's meh.
It's just compared to Baku, it's so meh.
If you're gonna cut off a whole variety of cards that you can play, because to be fair, most of the, like for instance, odd cards, they all have a flavor to them. In Mage, all the odd cards are secrets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In Mage, a lot of the field wipes are odd. There's a couple that aren't, but most of them are. You know, it's just like if you're gonna get rid of a whole genre, almost, and I do mean that genre, because it's like there's, like I said, all the cards that tend to be the same cost always have like a certain kind of style, especially in each class. Then it's got to be worth it, and making your power cost 1 less.
Yeah.
You know, people stopped using Raza when they changed it from 0 to 1. That just goes to prove how not as good it is.
Well, yeah, but Raza had a whole deck around it costing 0. I think Baku is like ridiculously better than this, but I think there's gonna be an even deck that's gonna get some use out of this. I think.
Don't
But
get me
Baku-
wrong, it will
but
get
Baku
used.
is-
It won't ever be as good as the other one.
Nah.
Pumpkin Peasant, fuck that.
Phantom Militia. So quickly, Pumpkin Peasant. It's a lifesteal with the swap effect. In just both stats, it's not good. A 4/2 will die too easily, and a 2/4 doesn't just give you enough. I just don't like it at all. Phantom Militia is the first Echo card they revealed, and I think on turn 9 playing, or turn 6 playing 2.
2/2
It's all right, I suppose. You're playing the
That's
odds warrior.
4/8 worth of things with no back downside.
You get it. You play an odd warrior 100%.
Yeah.
So I think it's definitely got a home in certain decks. I think it's one of the cooler Echo cards. Baku, as we say, there's so many good odd cards, so many good odd decks,
so many possibilities.
and look at it. It looks so cool.
Rogue, not so much. Druid, not so much. But like,
I suppose it is just a massive snake. I was like, how is that not a dragon? But yeah,
it's almost like a salamander.
Absolutely love the idea of Baku. And then we're going on to Asiana. Was it? Oh, sorry. Azalelinus. Yeah, Azalelinus Soul Thief. One of these cards I saw and I was like, ha, trash. I really like it now. Just think it's, whether it's a card I'm going to pick.
It's 7 for a 3/3, and that does look scary.
Terrifying.
The main thing about this card, more than anything else, it's the fact that you compare it to other draw cards, like for instance Sprint, you'll get 4 cards and nothing else. This isn't so much about the fact that it's 7 for a 3/3. It's the fact that you get a 3/3 on top of what it's doing.
Because you get your opponent's wall off hand.
Because you're going to play this when you decide to play this, and the chances are you're going to play this when your opponent's hand's quite full.
Yeah.
And you get a copy of that. You get to know exactly what's in your opponent's hand. You get, to have your entire hand refilled and replenished, and you get a 3/3 on the board. It's really, really, really good.
Really, really, really good.
Because you can play it in a deck that's quite rushy, quite tempo, that you haven't got any cards left. You play all your cards quite quickly, and then bang, you've just refilled your hand, ready for the late game, ready for exactly what they're doing, except you've played all your cards already. So you've got all the value of having played your cards, plus whatever they're about going to try and do to counter it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. That is the Witchwood full review.
Time. How long does that take us?
3 hours, 10 minutes.
We're getting better at this.
We're getting better at this. So I think we definitely say that Baku is the one we're looking forward to out of the start of game effects. A lot of odd decks are going to be coming from this. So I do hope you've enjoyed this stream, guys. We're going to have a bit of a rest and we're both pretty tired. And look out for some more videos coming in the future. And Crispy's going to fall asleep about 3, 2, 1. There we go. Take care, guys. See you soon. Bye-bye. He's not even going to say bye, is he?